already know what it's going to be.
Who is the Rookie of the Year in the WNBA? We are going to get down to the bottom of this whole problem, situation. Some people will call it a conspiracy theory, but some people will call it the best thing that's ever happened to the WNBA. I got Big Ox with me. I got Chilltown Hoops. I got Mars Blackman in the house, and we are the panel. And the main topic of the show today is Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. Now, Chill, they're saying that this is the best thing that's happened to a sport since Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And it actually has helped the views of the WNBA, and it's just helped the intrigue altogether. But we have Caitlyn Clark, who has broke the rookie assist record with 232 so far this season, which is insane because it's still many games to be played. They just started the second half of the season. Clark is averaging almost 18 points, almost 6 rebounds, and about 8 assists per game. In the Indiana Fever are currently 7th in the whole WNBA in the playoff picture with the record of 13 and 15. Clark has been getting her teammates involved as well as doing what she does best, pulling up with threes and all of that good stuff. And in terms of just being the favorite to win Rookie of the Year, the odds are on her and they're in her favor. But you have Angel Reese, who's also been breaking records herself, becoming the fastest to reach 20 double-doubles, which is insane. I did not expect this at all. She's averaging close to 14 points, 12 rebounds, and almost 2 assists. And the Sky are just behind the Fever at 8th, and they're 11 and 16. So
let me
go ahead.
I want to ask you a serious question. Because I know Angel and Caitlyn are clearly the front runners for Rookie of the Year, regardless of who you got. I think Caitlyn's running away with it. But did Killer Cam get hurt early enough to have action at Rookie of the Year for next year? Because you know how they do. If you don't play one, you play next year. Because y'all know that's why I had for Rookie of the Year from the start of this thing. You know,
how many
Cameron Brink is
how many games did you play?
Once you play one game, you're done, no?
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, Julius Randle wasn't eligible the next year. He got hurt in game 1 of his rookie.
Oh, okay.
He broke his leg. Yes.
Yeah. So once you play one, you're done. So.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was like a certain amount. Like I didn't know. Okay. Well, never mind, Cam.
That would make sense. But Ron, Caitlyn Clark looks like she's running away with Ox. What I don't want to see in this Rookie of the Year race, when we get to the bottom of it, I'm going to lose my mind if I see a co-Rookie of the Year. I am going to flip out. I'm telling you that right now because I'm not trying to hear that. Just like they did with Grant Hill and Jason Kidd. Yo, pick one. Don't tell me that they both did the same thing because they didn't both do the same thing, right? We're talking about an Indiana Fever team that was at the bottom of the league last year, Ox. They were garbage. And you get Caitlyn Clark on this crew, leading the league in assists, breaking the assist rookie record. They're in playoff contention. I don't think the playoffs has a lot to do with it because you expect to be bad when you're a high draft pick. But the fact that she's made this team better, the fact that she's produced what she's produced is a big deal. But flip that around to Angel Reese, the biggest beneficiary to her was Cardoso. Because with Cardoso coming back, now she get to move to the 4, which is her original spot, which makes her the glass cleaner that she was in college. I think she had a couple double-digit rebound games, not double-digit, almost 20 rebound games in college. So now she gets to move to the 4, which is her natural position in the W. And as bad as Chicago was, I mean, they're actually in contention because of her. And the fact that she's a double-double machine like she is, I think I definitely think that she's in the running for it. But Caitlyn Clark, I think this assist record, don't forget, she started off slow. And not only did she start slow, but if you watch her throughout the course of the year, how many times she hits girls on the break, they fumbling the ball out of bounds. How many times she's hitting girls, how many times she's hitting these women in transition, not just in transition, but in the half court, they fumbling the ball out of bounds, they turning the ball over. She could have actually a lot more assists, and she would be playing better. She would be viewed as playing better if if that was going on. So if I had to pick between who the rookie of the year is this year, I think it's Caitlyn Clark, and I think it's great for the sport what these women are doing. I do.
Yeah. I think I like I said, I think she's got it. I think Angel's played great.
Mm-hmm.
She's played amazing. She's putting up more points than I expected her to. Obviously, her rebounding ability was already top notch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we expected her to be able to rebound the basketball, and that's where I agreed with Cheryl Swoops with her. What she was saying about Angel Reese, like her rebounding ability is going to keep her on the floor, and that's going to be able to allow her to, get better at other things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is with her. Caitlyn Clark is the rookie of the year.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Caitlyn Clark's the rookie of the year. It's really not. I honestly don't think it's close.
Like, you think she runs away with it, Ox?
Yeah. For instance, if I had a vote, I'm not sitting down like, who's it gonna be? Nah. Give me the ballot. It's Caitlyn Clark. Let's move on.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And Angel is good, but you can.
That's what I'm saying, Ox.
You can look at Caitlyn Clark and tell, like, this is she's supposed to be here. Like she's
right. Top
notch already. You know what I'm saying? She's ready to be here. I do want to shout out to Kelsey Mitchell, Nalissa Smith, and obviously Aaliyah Boston. You know what I'm saying? She's not playing with scrubs. No, I mean, she's not playing with scrubs. She has a squad.
Aaliyah Boston was the first pick in the draft last year, so she got a damn good crew over there. Word.
But Nalissa Smith, she's played great this year, and while Caitlyn Clark was getting it together, getting with the getting with the physicality, while it was a little excessive. Girls were definitely roughing her up a little bit. While she was coming to terms with the physicality and catching up with the speed of the things, Kelsey Mitchell was holding it down. You know what I mean? Kelsey Mitchell was holding it down. So I just want to shout out to those women on her squad. But
would making the playoffs, would making the playoffs move you, Ox? Like, let's say for the sake of argument, Chicago made the playoffs, considering where they are right now, and that had a lot to do with Angel. I mean, like I said, Angel, she's a double machine. Right, she's a double machine,
walking double for sure.
Right, she's a walking double. Would that move you if they ended up making the playoffs this year?
Would it move me for the Rookie of the Year award?
Yes. Would it move you for the Rookie of the Year award?
I'd still think Caitlin's better.
Now it's a difference, Ox, between the better player and who had the better rookie season, because that's what this is about here, right?
So we were talking about impact on winning.
That's what I mean.
I respect impact to win. Like, I respect that. I do. So would it move me? I guess it would move me to start considering putting Angel, but I think Caitlin's Rookie of the Year.
All right.
I think so. I think so.
Ox, when did you switch over? Because I know you were for a while you were high on Angel.
I'm still high on Angel, but I always thought Caitlyn was better. I thought that Angel would adjust first, just because of her physicality and her size and strength. I thought she would adjust first. But if you remember, coming into this thing, I had Cameron Brink.
You did have Cameron Brink.
I had Cameron Brink all the way.
Ox, how big is Angel Reese legit?
What up, PC Nation? Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great-tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Crush your wellness goals this July with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Make your day delicious. From breakfast to dessert, stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. Keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well-balanced. Head to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 and use code PlayersChoice50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code PlayersChoice50 at factormeals.com/PlayersChoice50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Ron, I had to go clean my glasses because they throwing onions on the stage right now. That's what they're doing because of you. They throwing onions and tomatoes on the stage right now.
You know how rude that is?
Onions and tomatoes is good for you.
Actually, there's studies about the seeds in tomatoes and the skin of the tomato. Actually, that might not be as good for us as we thought.
All right, well, peel the skin and don't eat the seeds, and it's good for you, brother.
This your man. I just want to put that out there.
I thought I kicked your ass, but that was rude.
You know what? Hey, y'all keep throwing tomatoes at me. That's okay. I eat tomatoes like apples. All right. But anyhow, chill. As you were saying.
What was I saying? Because I had got cut off. To be honest with you, I forgot what I was saying.
How good is Angel Reese?
Right. How good Angel Reese is. How big she is actually legit.
How big? I think she's 6'3".
Legit.
Yeah, I believe she's 6'3".
Right,
yeah.
6'3" legit. So all right, that's
good. That's a really good size. Really good size for like a power forward. You know, like I think she's undersized to play the 5, but I think she fits in good at the 3 with her athleticism. Her athleticism and tenacity. Like that's the thing. I don't want to discredit her doubles and stuff. I don't. Right. Even though you will get that from people saying, "Oh, she's rebounding her own shot." I think rebounding your own shot when there's a lid on it, or if you just don't got the touch all the time, I don't think that's a knock on her. Like sometimes there's a lid on the ball, you got a quick a lid on the rim. Sometimes you got a quick second jump, and that's not all the rebounds she's getting. She doesn't shoot a high field goal percentage all the time, but she's on that glass. She's a demon on the glass, and like I can't take that away from her. And she's not only just rebounding her own shot. She's rebounding her teammates' own shot. She's getting on the defensive glass. She's a great rebounder, and I don't think that should be overlooked. I didn't expect her to adjust like very well as far as catching the ball and making something happen. And I still think she has a lot to work on as far as that goes. With Caitlyn, she doesn't have a whole lot that she needs to work on to be one of the top players. You know what I'm saying? She can slow it down a bit. Right. You know what I mean? Make some smarter decisions. And that's pretty much once she slows it down a little bit, you know, I think that's when she's gonna get there. Angel has things to work on, a lot more things to work on in her game.
Sure. When I watch Caitlyn looks to me like a franchise league guard. She looked like somebody we could build a unit around. I feel like Angel, could she be the best player on the championship team?
No.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
I do think she's a building block. I do think that. I don't think that she's just a cog. No, I think she's one of the best dirty work. I think she's one of the best dirty work women in the league. I think her scoring is going to improve. I think her defense is going to improve. But when I think about what Caitlyn Clark brings to her unit as a lead guard, primary ball handler, getting other women involved in the game, her ability to score, I can build around that. I feel like more than what I'm doing with Angel Reese, because with Angel Reese, I feel like her ability to score, I don't think it's going to match what Caitlyn Clark brings overall to the game.
Yeah, that's not a knock on Angel.
No, it's not.
To me, Angel's more like a Rebecca Brunson on the Lynx. You know what I mean? Like I think she's more like a Rebecca Brunson type player. You know, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that you need those type of players.
Yeah.
See, I think she's going to develop very well. I think she's going to I think that mid range is really going to be her calling card. I think she's going to be able to start stretching the floor a little bit and knocking down that 3 ball. And on top of that, she's going to get a little better on the block too. And whether it's moves or whether it's just bully ball, I expect her to start finishing more. Keep in mind, she's only a rookie. She's averaging 14 and 12, leading the league in rebounds as a rookie. If she's doing this as a rookie, one would expect her to do it for, if she had a 10-year career, the next 8 to 10 years. Just leading just on the glass.
Right.
In terms of scoring, if she's averaging 14 right now, I expect it to slowly but surely go up. But I think she's either going to have a breakout season in year 2 or year 3, and I expect her to get around the 20 and 13 mark.
That's what I was about to ask you, Ron, because if you see a lot of her offensive skills, like her footwork can improve. Not only can her footwork improve, I think her mid-range game and her mid-post game can improve. And watching her operate in the mid-post, her ability to pass, okay, that can improve. So, Ron, if we get Angel Reese, let's say we get Angel Reese for 12 years. Of them 12 years, I get 4 of them years as a peak years. What am I looking at from Angel? What am I looking at from peak Angel Reese?
I think it's 20 and 10 a night, easy.
So I'm looking at a 20.
Easy. Yeah, I think she is walking on chill, like how you like to say, on a Tuesday, fresh out of bed, in her pajamas. 20.
Roll out of
20
bed. She can give me 20 and 10 on a Tuesday
20
night.
and 10, without a doubt.
How many women, Ox, are in the game today that's 20 and 10? Because when I think about 20 and 10, especially in the WNBA, I'm thinking about 1, a franchise player, 2, somebody that's on a championship roster. If she's 20 and 10, and on top of that, Angel Reese, I think she could be one of the better defenders in the game too, because she's a damn good. I think she's a damn good shot blocker. So if I'm talking about, if Ron's talking about 20 and 10, she's clear. I think she's going to be on a better team. With her being on a better team, am I underselling her? Maybe I'm underselling her as a franchise player.
I don't think she's a franchise player. I think it'll take a lot. I think it would take a lot from her to average 20. I mean, it's just kind of like if you could find somebody else on, like, if you in the draft, if you can find another perimeter scorer, somebody to be your first option on offense,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I would probably go that route. You know what I mean? It's for her, like, as a very, very, very good utility player, right. A very good, second, third scoring option. You know what I mean? Your best rebounder, great perimeter defender. I think that's the route to go with Angel. I'm not looking for Angel to try to average 20, 22 points per game. I think somewhere around 15, 16, 17 is a good place for her. Like, I don't need her out here shooting 16, 17 shots a game.
Ron, I think 22, if I'm not mistaken, like 24 leads the league in scoring. So if Angel Reese is 20 a game, that's probably in the top 5 in the league in scoring. Is she that good as a bucket getter?
So
you think she could be that good?
Asia Wilson leads the league in scoring with 27. Then you got Kalia Cooper, who's balling this year with 23. You got Arika Agumawale. She averages 22. Nafisa Collier and Jewel Lloyd both average just around 20. And then you got right under 20. You got Sabrina, Stewie, Kelsey Plum, Brittany Griner.
So
and with that being said, to answer your question, Chill, well, keep in mind, all of these girls ain't gonna be around. Somebody got to be a top 5 scorer in the league,
right?
And I know you got Juju coming. I know you got Paige coming. You'll still have Caitlyn. You still got some young guns in the league too. Sabrina will still be around, but Caitlyn Clark has been one of the top 5 players in college for the last 3 years. So in the last 2 years in college and right now in the WNBA, she's been at the top of her class. As her class continues to get older, she's gonna stay around there. And yes, younger guns are going to come in the league too, but she's still going to be one of the better players in the league.
Angel will never be the best player at her position in the WNBA.
Who's the best 4-man in the game right now, Ox?
Well, Asia. And then she play. I call her as a power forward. But she's never going to be the best player at her position in the league. Nafisa is going to be around for a long time. Asia's gonna be around for another seven years.
Right.
Kiki's coming. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what I'm saying? Angel is I think Asia's gonna be a very good player and be able to be impactful for her team.
Right.
But I don't ever see her being the number 1 scoring option on a championship team.
Okay.
And so somebody who I really want to, 2 players I could see her being very similar to. Brittany Griner, although she's not as big and not as imposing, just in terms of the numbers that Brittany Griner puts up. As of right now, she's averaging 18. She's averaging 18 and only 6 rebounds this year, but I expect her to average around that point average, 18, and then I think she's still going to average around 13 rebounds. So I know I said 20 and 10, but
glass cleaner.
18 and 13, that's still amazing in the WNBA.
Glass cleaner. Ain't that what? That's what. And wait a minute. I mean, Stewie was what, 19 last season? I think Stewie was around 19 and like maybe 10, something like that. 18 and 13 on the Chicago. 18 and 13 on the Chicago Sky Town. On a Chicago Sky team that was as bad as they were a year ago. That now is at the top of the East. Is at the top of the league? Ox, I think that she would be in the conversation. I do. 18 and 13, leading the league in rebounding, and they're a playoff team. I think she would be. I do think that she would be in the conversation. But a lot of stuff has to happen. Again, like you talked about, Cardoso got to stay healthy because Angel at the 5 doesn't work. Angel at the 5 does not work because she gets overmatched when she goes up against bigger girls. Unfortunately, that's just what happens. But when she goes up against women her size, and maybe smaller, she's able to throw her weight around a little bit more, I feel like. And her as a rebounder, that could be the difference. But Cardoso got to stay healthy so she can stay at the 4 spot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I like her at the 4 a lot more.
And as of right now, what's very impressive between Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese is, well, they both lead the league in a major statistical category. Caitlyn Clark with rebounds at almost 13, to be exact, 12.3. And then Caitlyn Clark with assists at 8.3. It's impressive how they both have been able to come in and basically maximize on their strengths.
Ron,
So salute.
Ron, I think that it's more impactful, and I'm saluting both of those women. And I'm sorry if I cut you off, but
go ahead.
What's more impactful? Angel Reese leading the league in rebounding or Caitlyn Clark leading the league in assists?
She also leads the league in turnovers.
Oh, she does. Ball handler.
Yeah. But chill, it's Russell Westbrook-ish.
I can say the same. Just so you know, Michael Jordan led the league in turnovers as a rookie. Allen Iverson led the league in turnovers as a rookie. I mean, James led the league in turnovers as a rookie. So I can dig that. That part I can understand. But being a primary ball handler, as opposed to, I mean, how much more is Angel affecting the game as a rebounder than Caitlyn Clark is as a primary ball handler and distributor? When I think about that, right? When I think about that, and I think about what Caitlyn Clark does, she speeds them up, she makes them faster, they run more, they play at the long ball line more. Don't get me wrong, you know how I feel about the dirty work man, right? I love the dirty work guy. And with Angel Reese doing what she does, you're not winning without her. But Caitlyn Clark, with what she does specifically, how fast she plays, her ability to stretch. She's not just a distributor though, because if she was just a woman who just passed the ball and she wasn't a threat offensively, she wasn't a threat at the long ball line, I don't think it would be nearly as impactful. But the fact that she can knock down open shots, the fact that she can get to the rim, I think that makes it even a bigger deal. And she can knock down free throws. So when we get into meat and potatoes of games, she can go to the stripe in ice games. Don't get me wrong, Angel Reese as a rebounder, I think that she can also help win games. But I think about Caitlyn Clark, I think it's a little bit more impactful with her as a
her assist.
Yeah. Just with her being a primary ball handler, I think it's a little bit more impactful for what she does.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's more impressive for me, Angel Reese. I'm not arguing the impact. I'm just saying impressive. I did not expect her at 22 years old, fresh out of college. I know she played all 4 years, but I did not expect her to be able to come into a grown women's league and just basically say I'm the top bully in the paint when it comes to grabbing boards. I'm getting one over you, and you. And it's nothing y'all could do about it. I'm a step in and average 13 boards. That's insane.
Ox,
it is crazy.
Ox, can we agree and straighten me out if I'm wrong? I mean, it's different in the NBA than it is in the WNBA. So Angel Reese showing up at 22 years old. I'm way more of an adult than this 19-year-old showing up in the NBA.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. That's definitely fair. I think so. I think it's a lot fair. Definitely, it makes a difference. Like the women when they're rookies are different than the men when they're rookies at 18, 19, 20. I think so for sure.
Sure.
But I want to speak on what you were saying right there, Ron. I'm going to talk about the ability to carry. The ability to carry. Angel's not going to carry the squad. You know what I'm saying? Not right now, at least. Now, in the next year or two, you know, when she improves on some things, I think so. I think that Caitlyn Clark's turnover issue doesn't necessarily hinder her in the ability to carry the squad down the stretch, or the ability to carry the squad down, not just the stretch of the game, but down the stretch of the season. If when Caitlyn Clark turns up, she's pushing the break, finding Alyssa in transition, finding Kelsey on the wing, finding Lexi on the wing, getting finding Aaliyah in the pick and roll, but being a threat off that pick and roll, coming out shooting, coming down in the secondary transition, shooting the basketball, catching it on the break, shooting the basketball, pump faking, going to the rim, dropping it off to Aaliyah, kicking it out to her shooters. She has the ability to carry. Angel does not have the ability to carry the squad.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's not turning. She's like I know how it feels to, you know, when you're getting big rebounds, big stops on the those plays are here, you know, few. Caitlyn could put her fingerprints all over the game when she's turned up, and when she turns up, it's turning up everybody. You know what I mean? So I look at that.
It's tricky though.
You know what I mean? So like,
keep going.
No, that's it. Go.
I'm just thinking to myself, this is where it gets tricky, because when I think about the pro game, not just in the WNBA, but in the NBA too, because you know how I feel about the dirty work guy and the Udonis Haslem, the Horace Grant, that guy who is the glass cleaner that's doing the dirty work in order for us to win games. I mean, Sean Kemp said it himself. It wasn't Jordan who screwed us up. It was Dennis Rodman. He was the one who killed us on the glass. So could Angel Reese, being the rebounder that she is, can she have that kind of effect on games where, whether it's down the stretch, where we trying to win, we need a big stop, okay? And let's be clear about one thing, and a lot of you guys, and I don't mean you guys up here, but a lot of people, they discount how important rebounding is. It's the last line of defense. The last thing that I can do, the last thing I want to do is play great defense and make somebody take a tough shot, but then not get the rebound and give them another opportunity. So a woman like Angel Reese, who is the rebounder that she is, can she control the game like that, where she's completely taken away your offensive rebounding abilities? Not only taking away your offensive rebounding abilities, she's on the glass offensively and beating up on your big women, right? Beating up on your big women. And when she's doing that, right? When she's doing that, she's completely affecting the game at a high level. Now, when I think about Angel Reese, when I think about Caitlyn Clark, I still feel like she's got more. I think she's got more responsibility, and I think she's got more impact, but I don't want to discount what Angel Reese is doing.
Right. And I'm not trying to discount it when I make that statement. I'm not trying to discount what Angel does. I just don't think she's a number one scoring option, first of all, and that's pretty much it. I think she's doing great, especially compared to where I thought she was going to be this year. I didn't think she was going to be this impactful, and she proved a lot of us wrong.
Sure, she did.
So as of right now, here's the WNBA playoff picture as of today. So you see let me go ahead and zoom in. I know that's kind of hard to see.
If the season ended today, Ron, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we're looking at right now. So at the top, you have the New York Liberty. They would play, actually, believe it or not, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky as the 8th seed. And then you got the Connecticut Sun, who for a majority of the season, a large portion of the beginning of the year, they were the number 1 seed. And the Liberty hawked them down. But as of right now, the Sun are the 2nd seed, and they would play, believe it or not, Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever, who are the 7th seed. And then you got the Minnesota Lynx as the number 3 seed. They would face the Phoenix Mercury at 6. And then you got the Seattle Storm playing the Las Vegas Aces.
Ox, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, Ox. You know how you feel about New Orleans? I don't think Las Vegas want nothing to do with Minnesota. I don't think they want nothing to do with them in these playoffs. If they could avoid them, I think that they would so be feeling that. Like I told you before, Ox,
for sure.
Teams duck smoke all the time. In the games that I've watched when they played Minnesota, Minnesota has given them hell. And I watched the game a couple of nights ago when they played Minnesota. And to your point, which I'm thinking is, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that you have women. I know you have teams that have people to protect other people. I didn't realize how, like, teams really go after Kelsey. They really go after her. Minnesota does particularly. They go after her any and every possible chance that they can get. They go after her. Whether it's in a pick and roll, whether cleaning out the whole left side of the floor, they go after her. And they make her guard. I don't think they want nothing to do with Minnesota. Nothing.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, Chill. When you play Vegas, that's the game plan. That's the game plan. We pick on Kelsey. Like that's the game plan. Pick on Kelsey and go. I agree. I don't think, but not just the Aces. I don't think anybody wants to play Minnesota. I don't think the Liberty want to play Minnesota in the second round. I don't think Connecticut's ducking them, but they don't want to play him. Like if the Aces aren't going to be a top 4 team, the Seattle Storm is their best option. You know, that's the team they want to play. They want to play Seattle, or they want to play Connecticut. They don't want to play the Liberty. They don't want to play Minnesota. And I don't blame them. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Those I think Minnesota and New York are the top squads. No disrespect to Connecticut.
Ron, you turned me back on to Nafisa too. I remember Nafisa when she was at UConn, but I kind of forgot about her. And then I started watching her again in Minnesota. And I was like, damn, I forgot how nice she was. Yes.
Yeah, she be on that glass too. Other than Asia, she's the closest one to averaging a double-double. She averages 20 points and literally 9.9 rebounds. Few assists.
We'll say 10.
Yeah. So she's averaging 20 and 10 right now, and obviously her team is thriving. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I think it's going to be a very close race. I do. And I honestly, like I'm a root for my home team. I'm a root for the Storm. But I think any of those top 4 teams, top 5 teams, including the Aces, have legit action at winning the championship this year.
Ox, I just don't want to see that. I just don't want to see that co-rookie of the year shit. I'm not trying to hear that, yo. I'm not. I better not see that. No, man. She was awesome, and the effect that these two had on the game, we'll give it both to them. We'll give it to both of them. No. Which one of them was better? Because one of them was better. They both didn't have the same season. No, they didn't. So pick somebody.
Yeah. It's not going to be no co-rookie of the year. Like Caitlyn got it. I think so.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Salute to everybody that's in here. Y'all already know the drill. Slap that like button, tap that subscribe button, jump into the membership. And if you're having any doubts as to what to do, ask my man Kendall Daniels what to do. Ask my man Jerry Allity. Ask Arch. Ask Cobra Son of Raditz. Ask Dorian Clayton. Or here in a second on Hall of Fame Friday, you could ask Multi Kenny. All of these guys are Hall of Famers. Big salute to them. They hold it down for Player's Choice just as well as you guys in the chat. They just hold it down a little bit more. But salute to everybody that's in here. We got some super chats, so we're going to go ahead and read these. And before I do this, happy birthday, Kobe Bryant.
Yep. Bean would have been 46 today. Yep. Bean would have been 46 today.
Oh, I didn't know his birthday was the 23rd. I thought it was the 24th.
Yep. Yeah. Bean would have been 46 today. Yep.
24, that's just 8/24. That's just day after. It almost works perfectly. We celebrate Kobe 2 days back to back.
That's fine. RIP Bean.
It's still crazy that this dude ain't around no more. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
NKNWLDN has been a member for 4 months. He just sent through a members chat. He said, "We appreciate you, Chill. Thanks for the knowledge."
Thanks, brother. Absolutely.
Good old Alan L. sent through a super chat. He said, "Is IT a top 5 point guard today? In my opinion, he might be top 10, but that's as far as I'm going."
Which IT?
He's
Boston Celtic? Boston Celtic?
Detroit.
Detroit, Isiah Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's top what?
Is he a top 5 point guard?
Top 5 point guard. So Luka.
Yeah.
So Luka.
Wait, hold up. Before you keep going, anybody have IT over Luka?
Today, no.
Right, let's proceed.
And we're talking about Isiah Thomas at his best.
Yeah.
In today's game, Isiah Thomas would kick ass in today's game. But no. I mean, I don't know if he's 30. I don't know if he's 35, 9-9, 34, 9-9. I think that's putting a lot on it. I don't know. He might be in the conversation, Ox. I don't know. Him. So Luka, SGA, Curry, Fox, Trae Young,
Brunson.
He better than Brunson.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying peak. I'm saying peak IT because we got to go peak IT, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to put De'Aaron and them ahead of him. Like, no, I think Luka's where the love stops.
Steph.
I said Luka's where the love stops. We're talking about these guys today.
Yeah.
We're talking about these guys today. If we're talking about if we're talking about peak Steph, then yeah, okay, cool. But we're talking about today, man.
So Isiah Thomas at his peak, he walks into the NBA. I don't know. I'm thinking like 1984 Isiah Thomas. That's the dude who made first team All NBA for the first time. He had been in the league for 5 years at that point. So from 84 to probably 80, I'm gonna say 88. That's peak Isiah Thomas, right? So him against I'm matching him up, and I don't mean player for player, right? Because they're not gonna go one-on-one, but I'm thinking about Isiah Thomas compared to Trae Young today. I think Isiah Thomas is a 25-10 guy in today's game, easily. I do.
He's wiping the floor with Trae Young.
I think he's a 25-10 guy. I think De'Aaron Fox will give him hell because of how good De'Aaron Fox is getting downhill. But I think he'd give De'Aaron Fox hell too. I think he's better than Brunson, to be honest with y'all. And I know that sounds crazy. I think he eat Brunson lunch.
Well, that doesn't sound crazy, Chill.
I know that sounds crazy. I think he's better than Darius Garland. I think he's better than LaMelo Ball. Yeah, I definitely think he's a top 10 guard. Top 5, Luka, Shea, after them two dudes. I mean, I think we could. I think we can have a conversation about everybody else. Is he better than Ja?
Hello.
Where does Isiah Thomas rank in the league?
What, among point guards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Top 10 sounds about right. Yeah, top 10 sounds. I don't feel like if I say top 10, people gonna get mad at me. So yeah, he in the top 10 probably. That's probably where I'd have him.
So you're not high on him in today's game.
I wasn't high on him in his day. So
yeah, Mars is not a big Isiah Thomas guy. He's not.
Yeah, so I mean, he cool though. Shout out to him. But yeah, top 10 probably. Well, Lucas.
Mars, remind me what your issue is with Isiah again. You told me before. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Well, it starts with people just acting like he's just clearly the third best point guard of all time. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
People just, because the Pistons were such a good defense, people seem to think that he was a really good defender when he wasn't. His scoring efficiencies were, let's just say, questionable. He took a large portion of jump shots and he wasn't a very good shooter. He was very fast, but when you get him by a defender to take an 18-footer, I mean, cool. And that team, the teams that won, that everyone's like, oh, Isiah Thomas, only point guard other than Steph to lead a team to a championship. Like, I guess, but those Pistons teams won because they were how good they were defensively, not because of how good they were offensively. And he was their worst defender by a significant margin. So I just don't think he's as good as people think he is. I think Chris Paul is better than him.
He wasn't a worse defender than Mark Aguirre, but keep going. No, he wasn't. He wasn't a worse defender than Mark Aguirre, but keep going.
Oh no, look at Isiah Thomas. Like, he's not better than Chris Paul. I don't think he's better than Jason Kidd. I don't
At
think
what,
he's
Mars?
Basketball.
Do you think that Jason Kidd is a better basketball player overall than Isiah Thomas?
Yes. I think Chris Paul's better than him. I think Steve Nash is better than him.
Is it because of the efficiency?
I mean, that's part of it. I think John Stockton's probably better than him.
I'm not on the fence about that. You don't have to
yeah
me about that.
Yeah. So like, I just think the winning. I'm not going to call it winning bias. I'm done with that. But because he won 2 championships, people put him in a tier above those point guards. So I don't think he's a tier above them. If you think Mark Aguirre was a worse defender than him, cool. Cool. I'm not going to argue. He wasn't a good defender. They were a great defensive team, not because of him, probably in spite of him. And he was a very good passer, very good playmaker, but he wasn't their best scorer. Joe Dumars was a better scorer than him. So I
talk about it, Mars.
Oh yeah, well,
talk about it, Mars. Nobody wants. When I say that, I'm crazy. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Joe Dumars was a better scorer than him. He was their best passer. He was the one who got them into their offense. But I just don't think that's enough for me to say he's better than guys who were either clear of him defensively while still providing excellent playmaking value,
right?
Or guys who are just so far above him offensively that I don't care that Isiah Thomas was slightly better defensively. Like, he wasn't a good defender. So respectfully, Steve Nash clears him on offense, in my opinion. I don't care that Isiah Thomas was better defensively. I just don't care. And yeah, efficiency is a big part of the problem. I just looked it up while you guys were talking. Isiah Thomas was above league average efficiency one time in his career. Once. And that was in 1986. In the postseason, he was above league average efficiency 3 times. One of them was in 1984, and he was barely above. And then the next one was 1985. And then the next one was 1990, where he won the finals MVP, a postseason where he shot 47% from 3. Doesn't take a genius to figure out Isiah Thomas is not a 47% 3-point shooter. So I just think he was an inefficient scorer who took a bunch of jump shots, wasn't that good around the rim. Like, he was good for a little guy, but he wasn't that good when you like actually watch him play and just see how much he misses. And then I just don't think playmaking makes up for it. But yeah, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be called a hater. It's cool. I don't care. It is what it is. But I don't mind being called a hater by people who watch those Pistons teams. So like, chill. If you think I'm hating, that's cool.
No, I don't think.
Back and watch,
I don't do the hating thing. Cool. No, I don't do the hating thing. It's just.
But
this is how you see him.
But anyone who hasn't gone back and watched, don't tell me I'm wrong, because I know I've watched it before more than you have. So I'm not trying to hear that from people who haven't watched. But anyone who has watched, they can tell me what I'm missing with Isiah Thomas. I just don't think he's as good as Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, or Steve Nash, and he gets put above them routinely. So, or John Stockton.
And the winning is one of the main reasons, right? The winning is the main reason why he gets the bump. But also, I mean, I was the best point guard in the 8th grade in the country. I was the best point guard in high school in the country. I was the best point guard in college in the country. He was never the best point guard in the NBA. I don't ever think he was that. No, I don't. I don't ever think he was the best point guard in the NBA. I do think that the conversation was loud between him, Magic, and Stockton. I think he was better than Mark Price, right? I do think that. But with that being said, I mean, as a scorer, if I'm not mistaken, Isiah Thomas. Isn't he? I don't think he's got 20,000 points, but I think he's close to that, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, when you're talking about the efficiency, I can get with that. But these are things, when you say league average, what about point guard average? I mean, how much more efficient was Mark Price than him? How much more efficient was Magic? How much more Mark Price and guys like. Not just Mark Price.
I'll look it up for you just to actually give an answer.
Well, maybe because, like I said, Mars, when I think about when I think about the numbers, right? When I think about the numbers, I think about how they can be skewed.
They can definitely be skewed.
That's what I think about when I think
there's
about
more. There's more to the game than just numbers. But
and I watched Isiah Thomas
real quick. Going through Magic Johnson's career, this is just his percentages above league average from top to bottom. +7. +5, +5, +7, +8.5, +9.5, +7, +6.5, +4, +9, +8.5, +9, +7. This is Mark Price, +5, +8.5, +5, +8, +7, +6, +1. In a season, he only played 48 games, and +6. This is Isiah Thomas. -5, -0.6, -2.3, -1.4, +1.3, -1, -1.7, -0.9, -3.6, -2.7, -2.6, -5, -4.
And with all of that being said, Mars, when he went up against Mark Price, he would give Mark Price the business. Give Mark Price the business. Give Mark Price hell. Now, I understand, like I said, Mars, when we're talking about the numbers can be skewed. But Isiah Thomas routinely was one of the better scoring guards in the league. Point guards, particularly. He was one of the better scoring point guards in the league. Routinely being a 25. He never averaged 22, 25 a game, but he did have a if I'm not mistaken, Mars, I think he had a 5-year stretch where he was 20 and 10 for 5 straight years. I think very similar to John Wall. But I think where the divide comes in is when he was in the playoffs, his big moments, which get skewed with other people, because when you're talking about big moments, we see other guys in the playoffs like Anthony Edwards. These guys have big moments, and it gets magnified. Then Isiah Thomas, a guy who had big moments in the playoffs, had failures too, but had big moments in the playoffs, and those moments led to him winning NBA championships. With him doing that, that kind of pushed him over the top. But him being a winner at every level, not just him being a winner at every level, winning in college, winning in the pros in the dramatic fashion that he won in, not just winning, being one of the better smaller guards in the game, setting records in terms of scoring. I mean, you know how big of a John Stockton fan I am. For him to put 40 on John Stockton, I mean, for him to put 40 on John Stockton, who was an all-league defensive guard at that time, and he was doing that to other guards too, just like Mark Price, who wasn't an all-league defensive guard, but was an all-pro. And John Stockton, I mean, Isiah Thomas was giving him the business. You know, one of the better ball handlers, one of the better, not just ball handlers, one of the better distributors, guy who could get into the teeth of the defense and score it at the rim. So when I think about Isiah Thomas in today's game, how wide open the game is, I think he'd be fantastic.
He was really good. With the efficiency numbers, I'm not saying that's the be all end all. There is obviously context to every number that anyone ever says, but I do think it indicates something that he was just factually inefficient. Now, however you want to slice it, he was. And the reason I don't just compare scoring efficiency to just point guards is because he was taking more shots than anyone on his team. Like he wasn't the typical point guard of, I'm going to set up the offense and I'm going to take a back seat. No, he was a scoring guard who could also pass. He was not a combo guard, but he was a scoring guard who could pass. He took more shots than anyone basically every year. And in the postseason, he took even more shots because he was a scorer. So I'm going to compare him to the league, to the rest of the scorers. And he just factually just didn't stand up with them in terms of efficiency and really in terms of volume too. And then his biggest moments, I mean, the biggest moment that everyone goes to is obviously the 25 and the 4th of the hurt ankle. They lost that series. Like his biggest moments, quite often.
They got cheated, Mars. They got cheated.
Oh, absolutely. But, hey, they lost that series. And the biggest moments come like when they lose. And I'm like, I'm not mad at it because I understand. Like, I'm not one of those winning or losing people. But the way I hear people talk about certain players of today who haven't won, they have biggest moments and they lose. And it's like, it doesn't matter. They lost. But Isiah Thomas is being praised for a series in which he lost for having a great game. It's like, I guess. And then, I mean, everyone knows still by birds. That was Isiah Thomas. Like they should have won the game. Like the low moments that get erased as time goes on, and like I understand that's just how it goes with history. Yeah. The low moments get erased and the big moments get like uplifted. I just think as someone who's gone back and watched those Pistons team quite often because they were the best team in the league at the time, I just don't see how you can watch Isiah Thomas play and then watch Chris Paul play and say Chris Paul is not better than him. I just don't understand how you can watch them play and come to that conclusion. Chris Paul was the better defender. Chris Paul was the better playmaker. Chris Paul was the better scorer. Chris Paul shot the ball better. And contrary to popular belief, Chris Paul played better in the postseason. The only issue is he lost, but he played better than him in the playoffs too. So I just don't, and the longevity is clear for Chris Paul. So I just don't know how you can watch them both play and then say Isiah Thomas is better. And that's when it comes into, oh, well, they won 2 rings. And then I just have to say, well, they won because of their defense, not because of him. And he wasn't even the best scorer on the team. So, like, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. But he was a very good point guard, the second best point guard in the league for a very long time.
Me defending Isiah Thomas because I hated the bad boys. I couldn't stand the sight of them dudes. Only reason why I watched them was because of Joe Dumars. That's the only reason why I watched them. But with that being said, I mean, when I think about his durability. I mean, sure, Chris Paul played longer, but when you're talking about shooting in the postseason, I mean, I'll give you the shooting in the postseason, but when I think about Isiah Thomas, not just as a defender overall, but in moments, I think he came up big. Not only did he come up big in moments, he also came up big in moments offensively as a scorer. He might not have been as efficient as Chris Paul was the entire game, but when things got bigger, when the stage got bigger, when he was able to perform. Not only was he able to perform, Chris Paul wasn't. I mean, Chris Paul broke down. Chris Paul wasn't the guy that we expected him to be in the postseason from a health standpoint. Now, from a basketball player standpoint, I will give you. From a basketball player standpoint, I'll give you the defense. I think Isiah Thomas could have been a better defender than what he was. I do think that he was a good defender. I don't think that he was an elite defender like he could have been. I think he could have been a much better defender in terms of being an elite defender. When we're talking about him in the post, when we're talking about him overall as a lead guard, I don't think Chris Paul was a better distributor than him. I don't think he was a better playmaker because I look at Isiah Thomas also getting to the rim. I think that he was one of the better finishing guards in the game. Now, I'm sure that the numbers may say something different, but I do understand your point.
All right, fellas. Marcus FRM 626 sent through a super chat and said, I think Caitlyn Clark is the clear rookie of the year, but Angel definitely put up a good fight for sure. And Chill, you're a funny dude.
Marcus and I had a pretty heated conversation yesterday. He was on my live, and he brought something to my attention, and I have to admit it because we were having a conversation. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this.
What live is this?
It was on Chilltown Hoops last night,
okay.
And we had this conversation, and I have to admit this. And to be honest with you, he said to me, Chill, you see it with Wemby. You just scared that he's not going to hold up. You think he might be made of glass. That's your issue with him. You're afraid that he might be. And I have to admit that. I don't think Wemby is, but when I think, like I said, who I compared him to, Ralph Sampson and guys like that size, I mean, how long do they last? More often than not. And that's the thing that I was worried about. Yes. I do have to admit that. Yes. I am worried about that.
When it comes to Wemby, because I'm one of the guys that, kind of similar to how we were doing, the most influential players yesterday, how Mars and Swiper bunched up Magic in Bird, how Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark are going to get bunched up. I bunched up Wemby and Chet. And I don't think OKC is going to make a run this next year. I think it's a little bit of hype there, and we'll talk about that another day. But they're knocking on the door, and they'll be there soon. So I would say probably in 2 years, maybe 3. After OKC gets to the finals and once the Spurs become competent enough, which I think we all can see that coming together very well, I think the league is going to go through those two. I think the championship goes through San Antonio and OKC. I think we see them in the championship year after year. I think it's going to be one of those two. I think Chet and Wemby are going to be the staples of the West.
Mars don't want to hear this because he's a Houston guy. So Mars doesn't want to hear this because he's a Houston guy. But
he picking the Spurs strictly off Wemby like we ain't got better talent from top to bottom. It's crazy.
Hey,
I guess.
Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle,
Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, Jaylen Green.
Yeah. With that being said,
Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason,
that's
Ime Udoka.
Wemby is Wemby.
Okay.
It was teams more talented than the Cavs in 2007.
Yeah, and you didn't have to go through the Cavs to get to the championship. They got there once.
They weren't the class. No,
they got there once. The class of the East was the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics.
They were not the class.
There.
You know why? Because they were better teams. Yeah, he got there. He lucked into a finals run.
And Ron, the Indiana Pacers got to the East Finals. It's not like now they eat the road to the
Indiana. They weren't the class of the East. They just got to the finals once.
Right.
Okay, but once LeBron became LeBron, you had to go through LeBron to get to the finals.
And the Boston Celtics routinely did.
Yeah, LeBron was in the play. Yeah, Wemby can be in the playoffs, and you have to beat the Spurs in the second rounds, and I guess that means you have to go through Wemby to get to the finals. The Spurs just don't match up.
What I'm saying is because I didn't say next year, I didn't say the year after that. I said
I'm just hating on you because you're hating on Houston.
No, I get that. I get that. But y'all get what I'm saying. In a couple years.
Oh, I absolutely understand what you're saying. I'm just gonna keep hating on you because you're hating on Houston.
Bron, you already know where I'm at with Wemby. I think he's the future of the league. That's what the league gonna look like.
But I want to put the reason why I brought Chet up is because I think Chet's gonna be that like monumental in the NBA too. I'm extremely high on Chet. I think like it's kind of like messed up. It's really fucked up that he has to be in the same class and compared to Wemby every year.
I think it's good, Ron. And the reason why I think it's good is because the reason why I think it's good, Ron, is because the same way David Robinson was with Olajuwon, the same way Ewing was with Olajuwon. Like we're gonna find out how good Chet really is. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in terms just from a competition standpoint. We're gonna find out how good he really is. You know, they're both in the Western Conference, so they're gonna see each other a lot more than he would if he was only in the East, where they played once or twice a year. No, so now we know for a fact that with Wemby getting better, Chet's gonna have to get better, and with Chet getting better, Wemby's gonna have to get better. Even though Wemby looks at Chet like he can't see him, Wemby already looks at Chet like that today. Like, this dude ain't got nothing for me. Nothing whatsoever. And on top of that, the Western Conference in terms of big guys, I mean, I think Joker's going to be around for a little while longer. I don't think he's going anywhere. Sengun is getting better. Plus Wemby. I mean, if you think about the big guys in the Western Conference, I mean, I think that I don't think it's a bad thing, Ron, for Chet to be in this era with Wemby. I think it's a great thing because I think we're going to really find out how good Chet can really be.
Chet wins Rookie of the Year in like 95% of rookie seasons. It's just unfortunate he went up against Wemby.
Miles, I'm okay. So in '92, is Chet Rookie of the Year?
I meant like the recent ones.
Okay, so so the recent ones, with the exception of this year, when is he
wins
not
it? Not okay. So he wins it last year. He wins it the year before. That was the Scottie Barnes year, I think. He wins it the LaMelo year. He wins it the Ja Morant year. The Luka year, I don't know.
Might if he wins be a little tricky.
The Luka one, I don't know about that one. He wins the Ben Simmons year. He wins
the Malcolm Brogdon year. He wins.
Absolutely wins the Malcolm Brogdon year.
Yes,
you said you got him over Ja.
Yeah, he wins the Cat year. He wins the Wiggins year.
He definitely wins the Michael Carter Williams year. Yes, he does.
Yes, I think he wins the Dame year, but I don't know how people.
I don't know, Mars. That one might be a little tricky.
I don't even think Dame should have won it. So it is what it is.
Who you think should have won that year?
Anthony Davis. Then
I don't think he wins. I think he wins the Irv year. I do. I think he wins.
I think he wins all of them in the 2010s, except maybe the Luka one.
He doesn't win. He doesn't win the Blake Griffin year. Nah. He doesn't win that year. Nope.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna argue, but I got Luka and that's it. I got Luka. Well, I don't even know if I have Luka. I just think it's close.
I'll give you Luka and I'll give you Blake Griffin. That's it. That's as far as
I wouldn't argue.
We got Multi Kenny in the building. What's up, my man? How you feeling? Appreciate you jumping up here with us.
What's good, yo? I'm doing good. It's a busy morning, and I didn't realize Mars hated Isiah Thomas like that. Every time I heard him say,
I don't hate.
He doesn't hate him.
I
hate him. No,
I don't mean like that. It's just whenever I heard him say like, "Oh, the good Isiah Thomas," I was like, "You talking about the Pistons one?" Or it was hard to figure it out. But
Isiah Thomas, the Pistons one is the good Isiah Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just don't think he's clearly the third best point guard of all time. Like people just seem to. It's like you got Magic and Steph, the top two, and then Isaiah's third, and then everyone else. I'm like, I just don't agree with. I've
never heard someone say Isiah Thomas is third all time. I've never heard that. That's crazy that people even think that.
You've never heard that? That's crazy.
I've never heard that.
Usually, I've never really heard anybody put him over J Kidd before. So
I
was weird.
I've heard IT anywhere from 4 to 10.
So none of you guys have heard him third. I'm just living on a different side of the planet.
No, I've heard him third actually. I've heard him third. It was just longer ago. It was.
I know you
while Chris. Yeah, it was while Chris Paul was still doing what he was doing.
Interesting.
And Chris Paul hadn't yet jumped in the top 5 contention. But since Chris Paul, I haven't really recently. I haven't heard him third.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe
Yeah,
I've always heard J Kidd and John Stockton over IT.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in different circles,
Nash.
I guess. Okay.
Even Nash.
No, I'm not. I've
never heard Nash.
I might have heard that maybe once or twice. I don't agree with that, but
yeah, never heard.
Oh, I'll say
I'll make it
the third time you've heard it.
Steve Nash today.
Today is the first time
I'll make it the third
Steve
time.
Nash over
that's cool. I ain't mad at whoever feels that way. I just haven't really heard that. But that's cool. No, I just definitely don't hear. I definitely don't hear him over J Kidd and John Stockton, and I agree that he's not over J Kidd and John Stockton.
And people call me a Stockton hater, but hey, I got him over Isiah Thomas. So.
Why? Here's my question: when you have Mars, when you brought your case to the table about Isiah Thomas, why are you hating him? That's not hating. This is why I don't think he's this good. That's not hating.
I mean, I guess I didn't do a good job of outlining the things he was really good at. More so, I was just talking about the things why I don't think he's as clearly above those guys.
That don't
he
mean
he was really good at certain. I feel like if I want to be as objective as possible, instead of just speaking negatively, I got to speak also about the things they were really good at. So he was a really good ball handler, really crafty, very, very fast. Just being able to get into the teeth of the defense. A really, really good passer. Took a lot of risks with his playmaking, which I like. I like someone who's willing to make those extreme decisions. Sometimes it doesn't pay off, but I really like that. He was a willing shooter, and he was a capable team defender in terms of playing his role. Had pretty good hands. Very good at double teaming the post and then getting back out to shooters. Pretty good at closing out to people. Those things. I think Isiah Thomas was a really good point guard. I just don't think he's a tier above the kids, the Nashes, the Chris Pauls. People seem to, in my circles, seem to just put him there, and it seems to be mainly because of the winning. And that's where I guess I say he's not as good as people say. But if you guys are saying that the top three thing is foreign to you guys, or you don't hear it often, then I guess he's not overrated. If the consensus isn't he's top three, then I've just been going off a false consensus. So then I guess he's properly rated. Where I've been, what I hear is Magic and Steph, Zeke, everyone else. That's how I feel. But if you guys are saying you don't hear it that way, then I guess he's not overrated. I've just been going on false pretenses. So shout out to Isiah.
All right.
I just hear the hate, and I bug out on that because I'm thinking to myself, I hate Danny Ainge. I can't stand that dude. So I ain't got nothing good to say about Danny Ainge. F him for real.
I hate we all know who Mars really hates. Well, the four guys that he really hates. We don't have to bring those guys up because Mars said he wants to turn over a new leaf. Because Mars doesn't want to do that. Hey, Kenny.
What's up?
Any players that you hate?
Players that I hate?
Or strongly dislike?
Yeah, because I don't really hate. I don't hate nobody, but strongly dislike. I'm not a big fan of Dillon Brooks.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dillon Brooks.
What is going on?
I'm a big personality guy, and then he just rubs me the wrong way, and I just don't
like you, B. I don't like your face. That's all.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much. I look at him and I'm just I think to myself have you ever the term someone got a punchable face?
Yeah, that's what I don't like your face. I don't like your face. I don't.
Yeah, so Dillon Brooks, he got a real punchable face. I see him, I'm just man, I wish why does the Draymond Green fight him? That's what I'm thinking. Sick Draymond on him. All right, I'm sending him to the execution.
Fire on him. As soon as I see him, I'm going to fire on that dude.
Yeah, so Dillon Brooks, and then funny enough that I brought him up, I also don't like Draymond Green for pretty much the same reasons. Pretty much same reasons. Outside of that, I'm pretty much cool with pretty much any other player, because after that, it's because I think they suck, and I don't really see that as me disliking them. For example, I think who I think really sucks.
Does anybody suck? I don't know about that.
Oh, it was Killian Hayes for the longest time. It would
respect Killian.
It was Killian Hayes.
Trash, Mars.
It was
garbage.
It was doubled down on because one of my good friends is a Pistons fan. So I would just hear him ranting constantly, get this dude off the team. While we played him over Jaden Ivey, why are we what sense does that make? And then by proxy, I started not liking Alec Burks. I started not liking what's the dude's name? Pretty much any bad Pistons player for a period of time. They were just on my hit list because my homie just hearing my homie go out, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they do suck. They do suck. They need to be out the league. That's how I started feeling.
Okay. Also, I see you be in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody in the chat you want to shout out, or anybody in the chat that you hate? Speaking of this,
I don't really hate nobody in the chat. I think some of y'all,
okay.
Lack of better words, some of y'all goofy, but like I don't really dislike nobody. I feel like some of y'all be talking out y'all neck and then be mad when someone out on the panel comes back at you. Like that wouldn't happen in real life. Like I just think that's one thing. But
well, you messy, Ron.
I started by asking him. My first question was: is there anybody you want to shout out, or is there anybody that you dislike?
Did you not see it coming, Ox? You see, and that's your man, by the way. This is your man.
In the chat, no, but I do want to shout out some of my homies that are content creators at school. I have this guy named College Football Encyclopedia. Think of Chill, but for college football and boxing. Like, dude is just a historian to the max. He has a podcast called Conquering Heroes Podcast on Spotify. Really good. He taught me a lot about just sports in general. And then someone who's local to where I'm from Illinois. His name is Labeled Unknown. He does the Hitman podcast on YouTube. He's from Chicago, media person. He's actually gone to a bunch of NBA games. He's a media person for the NBA. Real good dude. That's people I want to shout out because I'm not much of a content creator myself, but I like discussing stuff with people on the panel, going to open gym, things of that nature. So I wanted to shout out those guys who are really making moves out here and real knowledgeable about the sport, especially my man Justin, College Football Encyclopedia. Dude, you would think he lives and breathes just sports in general, but like his main passions are boxing and college football.
Yeah. And shout out to you, Kenny, for pulling up to the show last night too, man, with some really good insights and things like that. Appreciate that, fam.
Oh yeah,
YouTube got something. Something happened with YouTube because I don't get the notifications. I'm a subscriber to Ox, and I don't get the notifications. Like I was on YouTube last night and saw that he was on, and didn't even know it.
Yeah,
didn't even know.
YouTube, man.
Yeah, and I didn't even know it. I'm like,
YouTube tripping.
What's going on here? What's happening?
I'm still not subscribed. He just be.
It's kind of like I was walking down the block, Ox. It's kind of like I was walking down the block, Ox, and then found out that you had a party going on, and I'm like, how come ain't nobody tell me?
That's crazy.
Nobody say nothing.
YouTube got to do better than that.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, YouTube, man. Oh, YouTube.
Nah, yeah, that's another shout out of mine. Let me shout out to Ox. I'll be locked in on those pretty much every one of his videos. Besides when he do the graveyard shift, sometimes I'll join and then fall asleep like 5 minutes later. And I'll be like, dang, especially like some of the good ones where I actually feel like I have some good input. Like whenever it's like a Ox court, because I like approaching things from an objective mindset and just listen to what people say, and I like to talk stuff out like that, pretty much taking people to court. Oh, I'll be one of the best juries. I'm the best jurors. I never get to do it because I fall asleep.
Man, next time, man, brew up a cup of Joe, stick around for a bit.
Now the thing is, I'll turn it on and I just get comfortable. And then the next thing I know, it's 3 hours later, and I'm like, damn.
All right, so I got a super chat from Sensei Debo. Sensei said, had a debate with a coworker about Jaylen Green versus Cade Cunningham. I think Cade is better in almost every aspect besides athleticism. What's y'all opinions? And right quick, Multi. So you're a Bulls fan?
No, I'm actually me and sports are a little weird right now. Historically, I was a Spurs fan until the big three left, and then my fandom died a little bit. But I want so I said my team is I say my team right now is
the Bucks.
Yeah, probably Milwaukee. Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, probably Milwaukee. But you be tripping on Giannis and Dave. They. I'm a fan of them, but I know they limits. They not
a ring.
Maybe
a Finals MVP.
In-season tournament MVP. Maybe I don't know.
All right, yeah. Let's get back to the super chat though. We got Jaylen Green and Cade Cunningham. Which direction are y'all leaning towards?
I'll take Cade, honestly. If I were to build a team, I think I'll take Cade. I think Jaylen Green is a more talented player, especially on the scoring end. But to build a team as like which one will take my franchise guard, I'll take Cade Cunningham. I think he offers more.
Sir. Mic check. Yes, sir.
Lad.
What do you want my opinion for?
Because those are your guys, Mars. That's why. And Jaylen Green is going to be better than Michael Jordan. That's why.
I think Cade is better. If I'm honest, I think Cade is better. As of now, I think Cade is better. Like from what we've seen, I think Cade is better. I think Jaylen's better at the basket than Cade is. I think Jaylen's probably better defensively than Cade is, but other than that, I think Cade surprisingly shoots the ball better. Plays with more pace, plays with more poise. Definitely a better playmaker, decision maker, passer, all of those things. And I think he's just been more consistent than Jaylen has. I think the ups of what Jaylen has shown, I think the upside is there. I just think he hasn't put it all together in a way that Cade has so far. So I think Cade has been the more impactful, the better player. But I think Jaylen has the highest scoring upside for sure. And if he figures it out next year, I'm going to be pushing agendas. So just wait. But right now, I got Cade. Yeah, right now, I got to go with Cade.
Like if I
getting that new coaching.
Damn. Why you get back up? Damn.
You too tripping.
Am I good?
Getting that.
Yeah, you two tripping, Multi. I don't know what's going on.
27% on the poll. Oh.
Right, you know I got Jaylen.
Good vote on the poll, then. What the hell?
Yeah,
we need to get the numbers up.
But you know what? In all fairness to Cade, I've always had Jaylen, and I just it got to a point for me last year where I just had to stop watching Detroit basketball. So this year, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get to January, February, and just be done with them. I'm gonna watch Detroit all the way through. I don't care if they lose 50 games straight. I'm gonna watch them. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's terrible basketball. I'm gonna watch them. You know what I mean? So maybe Cade got better as time went on, and I just didn't know because I stopped watching Detroit. So
that's what I was about to ask you, Ox. What turned you off the Cade? Because it sounded to me like you was already on
50 straight games.
It sounded to me like he was. I'm talking about from the beginning, Mars. It sounded like he was already on the Jaylen train when Jaylen showed up, despite what Cade was doing. And remember, I think we're going into year 4 with Cade now.
Yes, right? I'm talking about since that was youngsters though. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought Jaylen was better than Cade, and when I watched little games in high school, you know what I'm saying. Even though obviously in high school I can't watch every game. I can only catch a couple of televised games, go on and watch whatever I could. And then in college, Cade was good at Oklahoma State, but I thought he was hyped. I thought Scotty Barnes was better. And I just haven't. I don't know. I don't want to sound like it's hate because I think Cade is a really good basketball player. I think he's, his size. You know what I'm saying? I think he has a high IQ. I think Cade's a good basketball player. I just want to see it come together in the league, and same can go for Jaylen too. You know what I'm saying? Same can go for Jaylen. I need to see Jaylen finally bring it together because I said back before he was here, I said, give him 5 years. He's the best shooting guard in the NBA. And it's not looking too, it's not looking too high.
Progression isn't linear, man. Progression isn't linear.
Right. I'm a huge Jaylen Green fan, and I've been a Jaylen Green fan before he got to prolific prep. You know what I'm saying? When he was still at school in Fresno. I just want to see something from Cade this year. After this year, I'm not giving any more leeway. I need Cade to bring it together. I need Cade to be who they say he is. And same goes for Jaylen Green. You know what I'm saying? I need to see both of these youngsters really bring it together now. I think they've been around long enough to where we're not giving them any more excuses. They're no more. They're no longer pups. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I need them to get it together. And so it's not a knock on Cade. I'm just higher on Jaylen.
So these 2 seasons that we just had, not these 2 seasons, this season that we just had with Jaylen Green and Cade Cunningham, I feel like they were both transition years. We all know what was going on in Detroit with Monty Williams. He didn't want the job, and he did a terrible job with that unit. The year before that, Cade ended up getting hurt like the first 8 games of the season, and he was out for the rest of the season. So now we get to this season where now Jaylen Green has to transition to Coach Udoka, who's putting more onus on him and holding him more accountable. And it didn't look good early. So now he gets to be with Coach Udoka for the entire season under that regime of knowing what it is. Same thing with Cade. Even though Cade's having a different coach, he's got a better coach. He's got a more grounded coach. He's got a coach who wants to be in Detroit as opposed to a guy who you basically had to push and make him take the job. That's why I think Detroit's going to be better, number 1. I think, number 2, Cade and Ivy are going to be what I thought they were going to be last year because defensively they're going to be better. But with Cade and Jaylen Green, I think that the jumps that you see between the 2 of them, I think Cade's jump is going to be a little bit different. And the reason why I think it's going to be a little bit different is because defensively, he's going to get demanded to be a better defender. And I think he can do that.
All right. I think it's weird with these 2. Not weird, but since they're so young, it's no in between with these guys. It either seems like you're high on them or you're just you think that they're overrated. And it's with both of them. So I'm eager to see how they both look next year. I think, you know what? This is year 5? Year 4. It's year 4, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so this is around that time, Chill. Mm-hmm. For you, when you start. Yeah.
They both only 22, so
yeah, that's crazy.
I think Cade will be 23 when the season starts, but Jaylen's 22 for the most part of the season. What Jaylen showed in that stretch, I think, if that could be him for a whole season somehow, I think he's better than Cade. If that's him, but the issue is everything surrounding that stretch is just not it, really. So I was with Ox. Jaylen was my number 1 prospect in that class, in terms of the upside I saw. He's also the best player to come out of G League Ignite so far in terms of what they did in the G League with Ignite. No one's played better than Jaylen. Also the only one who got to play League Ignite. So yay. But I just think he hasn't put it together yet. But I think he's working on the right things. And everything coaching staff or people around him have said is he's always constantly trying to work. He's trying to work on his game. Even when things were going badly, the coaching staff have always said he was always in the film room trying to look at what he's doing wrong, look at what he needs to work on. It seems like he's made of the right things to work on his game. And I just have a hard time thinking the combination of talent plus work ethic isn't going to come together and make a great player at some point. So I'm still on the train. I'm still bought in. Hopefully next season is the year it clicks, because I think the best shooting guard in the league conversation should be D-Book, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, and Jaylen Green. That's what I think it should be.
Could it be that? The question is could it
can be? I think it can be with his talent. I just think he's the only one who isn't holding up his end of the bargain right now. So all those 3 are in the conversation, even though I think Anders probably a level below, but he's in the conversation. Jaylen Green is the one that's next season is the one I hope where he elevates himself. Maybe not to that level, but to where you can see the progression. That's all I wanted. I want to see the progression next year.
Let me ask you this question, Mars, because like you just said, it should be D-Book. You said D-Book, Mitchell, and Jaylen Green. And what do you think Jaylen Green would have to do, not just to get in that conversation? Because again, we saw him that last month and a half of the season. I think he was something like 26, 27 a game on really good efficiency. He was getting on the glass. He was finishing at the rim. He was actually defending. I did see that. So what would he have to do? Because I think Houston's going to make the playoffs this year. What would he have to do to not only get in that conversation, but maybe even jump some of those guys?
Consistency. That's like it's hard for a guard to be consistent, especially a young guard. Most young guards are relatively inconsistent. Even Anthony Edwards, inconsistent. That's just a thing that the young guards have. But the reason I was so high on Jaylen coming in is because he had the skill to create his own shot at the next level, and he was also one of the quickest players in the draft. Yep. When you combine that level of athleticism with shot creating skill, I thought it was only a matter of time before they came together to be one of the best scorers in the league. The issue is the jump shot has just not been consistent. He has games where he can't make a three, and then he has games where he'll go 6 for 10 from three. And it's like, we need something. We don't need 45% from three. We need just consistent game-to-game basis. Can you go 4 for 10 from three, 4 for 11 from three? I don't need to keep seeing 0 for 6, 0 for 4, 2 for 9, 0 for 5. 0 for, I don't need to see that. Right. That's the issue with Jaylen, because he creates separation. The issue of Jaylen has never been his ability to create separation to get his shot off. The issue is he creates good looks and then misses them. He just has to be consistent in making shots. And I think he's a talented enough shot maker to where, with some adjustments to his jump shot, I think he can be a good shooter. And if he's a good shooter, I think he's one of the best scorers in the league at the 2-guard position. And then I think he can put enough together on the marginal in terms of rebounding, team defense, some playmaking ability, which I think was developing towards the end of the season, that he can be in that conversation. I don't think he's going to be as good defensively as that. But I don't think he's going to be as good of a shooter as Devin Booker. But I think he can combine some of the things that they can't do into what he can do. So I think that's all it is, just about putting those things together. He's getting stronger, playing with more pace, being more on balance when he shoots, just things like that. I don't think it's a talent. It's never been a talent thing for me with him. It's just about decision making and understanding his limits. And I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah, big year coming up for Jaylen Green and Cade Cunningham as well. Eager to see these two young guys lace them up and get to work on the court. Mm-hmm. But I'm also eager to hear Multi-Kenny's top 10 of all time or current. I'm gonna leave it up to you to choose which one.
I got both.
You got both. I'm expecting to see you again.
Yeah.
So I want to leave some mystique for the next level, some mystery. But as of right now, you choose which one you want to do.
I'll do the all time first.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm just gonna say the list. I'm gonna say the list first, and then give my reasonings and take questions, stuff like that. Number 1, I have Michael Jordan. Number 2, I have LeBron. Number 3, I have Kareem. 4, I have Tim Duncan. 5, I have Shaq. Kobe, I have at 6. Hakeem, I have. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hakeem, I have at 7. Magic, I have at 8. Bird, I have at 9. And Bill Russell, I have at 10.
10?
Yes, sir. At 10. At the bottom of the list, boss.
Kenny, we damn near got the same list except for instead of Bill Russell, I got Scotty. But you know what I mean?
10.
Oh my goodness.
But the first 9 is I got all the same players.
Now, Kenny, how'd you come up with this list? What's your criteria for this list?
So damn. Okay.
Focus, Mars.
No, so I take it into consideration. Winning is the ultimate goal when it comes to.
Did you focus, Mars?
It's hard though, shit. When he leads with
you can't lead with winning and have Bill Russell at 10.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so winning something that matters. What you did as an individual player is also important, and then I also do have an error tax. I have a slight error tax. Yeah, I do have a slight error tax with that.
Kareem at 3.
And
Mars, Kareem's error tax list. He's untaxable.
He played in the 60s. He played in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, Mars. So
and the 70s is the worst era of the NBA, but whatever. I guess but
he dominated the worst era of the NBA.
Ooh.
Yes, he is. Ooh, that's right.
He can go 3, but Bill Russell's 10.
Right. Yeah.
I do have air tax, and then personal I do value longevity. I value peak.
Hold on. What is this error text shit about? Like, can y'all explain to me?
Now you have a problem with it.
What is this error? I need to understand it. What's going on with this error text, man? What's going on?
Anything to move Bill Russell down. That's what it is.
Is that what we doing?
No, error text for me is understanding where the league was and the level of competition and different rules change, especially the fact that there's like no 3-point line is a huge deal. So it's like I do take that into consideration. But Mars is not gonna let me get out my way.
Hell no. You are in the cooker.
3-point line's a big deal. Kareem at 3.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I think longevity.
Why is Curry not in this? If Kareem is if the 3-point line is no big deal, but why is Curry not here?
Curry's like 11 for me. Curry was gonna be 10 for me, and then but I do want to show some respect to Bill Russell because of the 10 rings. I don't want to do air text too much on that.
11 rings, not 10. 11.
8 straight, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. It's more disrespectful to have Bill Russell at 10 than to not have him on the list. My opinion.
You know.
Why, Mars?
Because if you leave him off, you can go with the I just ain't seen enough. I'm just not gonna rank the 60s. That's respectable. If you're willing to put him on and then have him at 10, then the list is good.
But wait a minute, Mars. Can I just say, I haven't seen enough, so because of what I've seen, I'm just going with the guys that I've seen, and I'm gonna have him at 10.
Nah, because then you can't be like, I got Steph at 11. I was gonna put him above Bill Russell, but I ain't want to disrespect him. No, just say I'm not ranking the 60s and just put Steph at 10. Because Bill Russell at 10 just makes no sense. And I'm sorry, it just makes no sense.
It's just my own rationale. I ain't saying if you have my list or have a different list, I disagree. It's my rationale when it comes to it.
No, I just ultimately disagree.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I go back and forth all the time between Michael with Jordan and LeBron. I like Jordan's peak a lot better than LeBron's, but then you guys add the argument: what do you consider LeBron's peak? Some people might consider his whole career his peak. But so I just put in after between them, I can easily say like which one I put ahead is just personal preference after that point.
Did you have a 4 again? Tim Duncan?
Yeah, I have Tim Duncan.
5. I think he had him at.
He had Shaq at 5.
Shaq 5, Kobe 6, right. And then Hakeem.
Yep.
Magic. Russell.
And yep.
Okay. Yeah. Genuinely, I don't hate the list. I'm just mad at Bill Russell at 10.
I want to give you a shout out though. I love seeing Shaq top 5.
Yeah,
I love seeing Shaq top 5 because he really.
Hold up, Ron. Hold up, Ron. I'm sorry, Ron. Then shut the hell up about me having Kobe Bryant at 11. How about that? Shut the hell up about me having Kobe Bryant at 11. I'm sorry, Ron. I'm sorry, Ron. Shut the hell up about me having Kobe Bryant at 11. What the hell? Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
I just love to see the Diesel top 5. I love to see Shaq get the flowers that he deserves.
Over Bill Russell?
Mars, with all due respect.
Shaq's peak is insane. Shaq's peak's insane.
So is Bill Russell. No, man. One day I'll master time travel just to get Bill Russell his flowers. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
We talk about him all the time, Mars. We talked about him yesterday. How we talked about him?
I
got him in my top 5. So we already know what time it is with me.
I
got him in my top 5. So you know what it is.
They don't know the amount of times
I'm talking to your goofy ass. How about that?
He was shooting
as much as you talk to me. I'm
layups,
talking to your goofy ass right now because you want to be on the show. You want to be a part of the show. Well, I'm making you a part of the show. So I'm talking to you, goofy. Yes, I'm talking to your goofy ass.
This is what I'm talking about.
Another day, another Friday, another Hall of Famer, and another goofy.
Absolutely. I'm talking to your goofy ass.
Bill Russell top 5, man. Bill Russell.
We talked about, like I said, we talked about him yesterday, Mars, and you found out stuff about Bill Russell that you didn't even know, which I think is dope, right? And you already know where I'm at with it. I got him in the top 5. I got him top 5 all time. So I think Bill Russell is, but if winning is at the top of your list, Kenny, you can't say winning is at the top of your list and have the winningest guy at the bottom of your list. That doesn't work.
Well, no.
No,
it's like a percentage. It's like a pie graph of like how each bit goes into it. It's not like
so what percentage is winning?
Right.
No, you can't say that and then not expect that question.
Of course. Of
so
course.
like, okay, no. Actually, I took time to think about this. Winning for me is about 30 to 40%. 30 to 40%.
Okay.
All right. Then peak is another 20, 25. Longevity is another 20.
80.
And then
we got about 15% left.
I count 15%. Yes, keep going.
Yeah, and then 15% air attacks, right?
No, air attacks is like a modifier.
Okay.
To move Bill Russell down. Wherever I need to get him to 10, that's how much air attacks as well.
Yes, 100%.
So then 50% is like your actual like ability on the court. I don't like, especially more and more. I'm someone who likes to learn, continue to learn, and change my way of thinking. The more and more I hear Mars's standpoint on accolades, I actually get it. Especially the ones that are consistently voted upon, especially as I've seen how the votes have gone in recent years. I'm like, yeah, that this is so much things to just be swayed just by public opinion versus people who can actually watch the game and then actually seeing like how they contribute to winning. I've taken accolades not completely out because I add that to how good you are on the court, and if it translated into something good, but I'm not going to penalize for someone for not having one MVP versus having 5, especially if it's been consistent that they're probably the best player in the league for 6-7 years, but they only got one MVP out of it. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't like. Yeah, so that's why I don't like having.
Marquavian, you can never call me Puddin' Town because you're the epitome of the dude who stand behind everybody and you talking loud. You will never come up to the front of the class. So don't you ever call me soft because you softer than Dr. Cotton. I don't want to hear a word out of you. Not one word. Get the hell out of here. You better never call me soft. Not you. Because you the epitome of the dude standing behind everybody and yelling loud from the back, but won't come to the front of the class. Shut your ass up talking to me. You.
Marquavian, brother, you have an invitation right here to the front of the class. I will put you right here in between me and Mars, right there on the screen. Marquavian, you have an invitation. You've been called up on. If you want to come up here to the front of the class, all you have to do is say the word.
Just use the Marquavian right here.
Bill Russell top 5. Bill Russell top 5, man.
That's where I got him at, Moss. I already got him top 5.
Really and truly, he should be in like the top 3, but it's cool. I can whatever.
So Bill Russell over Kareem? Does
what's Kareem's argument? Longevity?
Longevity and just better peak.
Over Bill Russell?
Bad peak based on what? Box score numbers? I mean, I guess.
I think if you can make the argument as a better player, I think you can make it. They can make that argument.
What makes someone a better player?
Just their over. Yeah, I was gonna say their skill and how that skill translates to production and how that production translates to team success. I think adding all that together.
Well, Kareem at his peak didn't have much team success, but that wasn't his fault. From a skill perspective, Bill Russell wasn't the most skilled offensive player. In fact, I think he lacked quite a lot, to be honest. But defensively, he was so far and away better than everyone. And it's not about blocks or rebounds. There's limited film. There's very limited film of Bill Russell. I like to believe when I started getting into the game, I want to believe I think I've watched every bit of Bill Russell film I could find. I like to believe that. And I'm just sort of like, when you watch what he was doing defensively, I feel like if you are able to understand the impact and the fact that those Celtics teams were never good offensively, and that's in part because he wasn't very good offensively, but they were so far better than everyone defensively that's why they were winning. And he didn't have like just 5 elite defenders around him. It was him. John Havlicek was a very good defender. Sam Jones was capable. And then you had like Tommy Heinsohn for a stretch. He was solid. And then everyone else, it's like Casey Jones could play defense, but like he wasn't even really doing too much for real. It's like, I just feel like if you understand that impact and then longevity, like he's not 20 years like Kareem, but playing for 12 years in the 50s and 60s is a very long time. especially when you're one of the best players in the league that whole time. It's like I just feel like all of those things in combination. I don't know how.
When I tell you that Bill Russell has absolutely no action at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I mean he has no action at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Like not a snowball chance.
None. Not a Ice
Cube.
Cube. I don't give a damn what Kareem says. Not an Ice Cube's chance in the Mojave.
So what you trying to tell me is he don't got a snowflake's chance in a Mazda Miata cooped up with
the windows rolled up with 4 heavy sets. I'm talking about no action, Ron. None.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm always willing to like revise and like I said, you make a good point, and I can take that and apply it to my own logic and see how that affects things. I'm always open to do that.
I mean, I'm not asking people to go watch 60 Celtics games. Like, to be honest, I mean, they keep getting taken down on YouTube too, so it's even harder.
Yeah, what's up with that? By the way,
I don't know.
Like 1 minute they there, and then the next minute they're gone.
I
don't get that.
They're becoming even harder to find. So like if you didn't watch them, like the peak time to watch, I think was like during the lockdown in like 2020.
Yeah.
Everything was there. So most of my Bill Russell knowledge comes from that time. But like everything I watch is like he's changing the game defensively on like every play. And because there was no 3-point line, everything was funneled towards him. So he definitely benefited from the no 3-point line. But like it was just he was smarter than everyone defensively. But he was also more gifted athletically than everyone defensively, with the exception of Will. But he got off the floor quicker than Will. Like Will could jump higher, but Bill Russell got off the floor quicker than Will, and was more accurate targeting the ball than Will was. And he was more disciplined than Will was defensively. Then offensively, he wasn't a gifted scorer. But the idea that he shot 44% and all he did was take layups is just a lie. You can watch Bill Russell play. He took jump shots. He took hook shots.
He did.
He did a bunch of things. So like whenever I hear, he shot 44% on all layups, like no, he didn't. Just go watch one game and you'll see it wasn't all layups.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a very good scorer. But the offense did run through him in terms of the half court with the dribble handoffs and him playmaking out the post, passing out the post. Like so, offensively he had some value, and then defensively, I think he's the most valuable defensive individual player we've ever seen. In large part because I think the era did benefit him with the no 3-point line. But I feel like that's hard to replicate. And then you look at like the success of the team with him, without him. The moment he left, I mean, I know Sam Jones left at the same time. The team fell off a cliff for a few years, just fell off a cliff. And then they got back up. But like, there's a clear impact here with Bill Russell. There's a reason why, like, and I know he didn't win MVP in 69, but like, it was a de facto MVP in the fact that they gave it to Wes Unseld just because he was the most like Bill Russell. So like he really won the MVP. They just ain't give him the MVP. But like it was like we're gonna give Wes Unseld the MVP because he's like Russell. Like like everything about if you want a great player, you want to impact winning. Bill Russell is the archetype. He's the prototype. It's like that's what I think that's extremely valuable. It's not about the 11 rings. I mean, he should have had 12. He got hurt in the finals in 58. Like. It's not about the fact that they won every year. It's about the fact that Bill Russell was the reason they were able to win every year. Without Bill Russell, they don't have an outlier talent. Everyone's like, oh, he played with a bunch of Hall of Famers. A lot of them, you don't even know why they're Hall of Famers besides the fact they have a bunch of rings. Like John Havlicek, for sure, Hall of Famer, but he also hit his prime and his peak in Bill Russell's last years of his career and then beyond. Not while Bill Russell was there. John Havlicek wasn't even a starter until Bill Russell retired. Like, he was still coming off the bench. And then you got Bob Cousy early on, but he was dying out by 61. Then you got Sam Jones, elite player. Tommy Heinsohn was a good player. Bill Sharman was a good shooter, but outside of that, wasn't. And then, like, then you're getting to, like, Casey Jones and some other names. It's like, I don't know if you guys are really Hall of Famers for it. So, like, when you look at it from, like, an all-star talent perspective, they didn't just have more all-stars than the rest of the league. They just ended up with more Hall of Famers because they won every year. Like Hall of Fame wise, I think the Lakers ended up with more All-Stars during the 60s than the Celtics did. And that's not saying much. I'm just saying like they weren't just outlier talent. They just kept winning because their defense was better than everyone. And that was because of Bill Russell. So I feel like if you're gonna rank Bill Russell, either like hopefully you've watched and you understand it, or you should just leave him off the list personally. Because I feel like if you rank him, not you because you do air attacks, but if you don't air attacks and you do rank Bill Russell, I don't see how you can have him outside the top 5. Personally, I just don't understand how you could do that. But to each their own, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yo, Kenny, appreciate you for coming through. Hope to see you on an upcoming Friday. Appreciate you for holding it down in that Hall of Fame tier.
Yes, sir.
You are one of the PC GOATs.
Yep.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Mars, I'll see you in open gym.
Oh, see you soon. See you soon. See you soon.
All right.
Oh, that almost sounded like a threat.
Yeah, that's
No, he just coming to do the draft.
That's what it looked to me like. Ox, hey Ox, I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, facts. Like, I'll see you at 3 o'clock.
You guys trying to instigate, man. He just putting up for the draft,
watch out,
man.
then.
We got a great draft on Open Gym today. He putting up to draft. I mean,
Right.
tap in if you're interested in that. Like, yeah, great content on Open
What's the
Gym.
draft?
We're doing the ringless NBA draft. Only players who have no rings.
That's a good draft.
You know what that means, Mars. You got to talk about number 32.
Oh, I'm not taking him.
No, just want to make sure that you got.
I'm not taking him. So if someone wants to take him, I mean that's on them. But
you got to talk about him, Marv.
He could be available in the 8th round. I ain't taking him. So.
He's obviously the number 1 pick, but I feel you not taking him. I'm not saying you should take him. I'm just saying he's clearly the number 1 pick.
I can see Chris Paul going number 1 though.
Over Carmelo?
No.
It's definitely some people that's going to.
Does Chris Paul go ahead of Elgin Baylor? We don't want to get a show away. You know what, Mars?
We're not giving it away. We speculate.
Obviously,
I will be shocked if, with what I know of Open Gym and the people who pull up for the drafts, if Elgin Baylor gets drafted, I will be flabbergasted.
See, that's what you guys got to know who we dealing with.
Do current players count? Like you can get Russ and James.
I'm gonna say the current play. If you're like only in like year 5, like Luka doesn't count. But like the vets, like the James Hardens, the Russell Westbrooks, they count.
Yeah, gotta be 10 or more seasons.
Yeah, you gotta be a vet in the NBA. I'm not doing Wemby. Like, nah,
James might go number 1. I can see James or Chris Paul going number 1. James Harden.
Well, we know James Harden and Russell Westbrook are never gonna win a ring, so that's cool.
All right.
At least as the man, we know how that works. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that time is the best players done. So.
Yeah, we finished with that. So.
All right, y'all. We got some new members. I got my man Mac Marksman, Cole Bivens, Big Ron 20. Shout out my man Big Ron. Ain't seen my man in a minute, but I'm glad you re-upped your membership. And also Official Teak. They all became members today, so big shout out to them. Make sure you like, make sure you send super chats, make sure you subscribe, and make sure ultimately you jump in that Hall of Fame tier. Mars, we talked about Jaylen Green versus Cade Cunningham, but your man Jaylen Green did some interesting things as of lately. He's showing some leadership qualities, and that's dope as a young guy.
Relax, Ox. It's not one of those things again.
I thought it was another video. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, Jaylen.
No, we're not doing that again.
It is a video,
but not like that.
No,
we ain't doing that.
Oh
again.
man, I was gonna say, calm down, kid.
It absolutely is a video. But Jaylen Green, he hosted a Rockets mini camp. And it was some impressive highlights. So with no further ado, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen. We're going to watch some good summer hoops from the Rockets minicamp that Jaylen Green put on. And it was very impressive, if you ask me. We're going to start. The first roll is Jaylen Green right here. This is the first slide that we have. Let me go ahead and get this going.
Nice.
I like this. Woo, got you.
I like that.
Get to your spot.
Good shot, yo. Yep, good shot. That's a good looking shot.
With a men guarding him.
Come on, man. You know a man can't guard him.
Hey, a man could guard. Hey, man. We're not sleeping on the men's defense.
Ron, I love this show.
Yeah, JG.
To be honest with you, Ron, I love this show. This is great.
Especially with the young guys.
Yes, I love this. Let's get these dudes together, man. Everybody is in. Everybody. What? Do you know where this is, Ron? Is this in Houston?
I'm not sure. Mars, do you have a clue?
I want to say LA, but I might be wrong.
Right.
I think it was in LA.
Regardless of where it's at, Chill, just like you said, it's dope that
yes,
he even
that's
put
dope.
this together.
to get these dudes together. Yes.
But it doesn't just end at Jaylen Green. We got some more guys too. So let's check them out. This is Reed Sheppard right now.
Mm-hmm. That's cash. Yep, that's cash in transition. I like it.
Hey, man, if Fred VanVleet wasn't here, I would say Reed Sheppard's my easy rookie of the year pick.
Man, Reed out here looking so short.
He look little.
He's small. He's like 6 foot 6'1".
The whole time I thought he was like 6'3". The whole time.
Oh no, he's tiny.
Crack it.
Short with a banger. Hey, Mars, who was that just shot that?
Jay Sean Tate.
That was Jay Sean? Yeah.
Good find.
That's good vision. That's good vision.
Jay Sean, hey,
shut.
I don't like them dudes being that wide open at the rim. Like, can we challenge some shots to pass?
Hey, we know a rim protecting team, man. We gonna send Green to the 5.
Can we challenge some shots?
Speaking of St. Rule, here he goes.
see, Ox, that part right there. Like, see how he gave up on the play at the end?
Yeah.
I don't like that. Oh, you got a little man on you. You got a small man on you.
Mm-hmm. Good find.
Nice. No help down there, big man. You and him. Oh yeah. See, don't give up on the play.
Be a fiend.
Don't give up on the play. Keep playing. This is the problem that I have with pickup games. Like this stuff right here. Like these dudes, they don't continue. Like that right there. What you doing, man?
He's just giving like who? I don't know if he's not trying on defense or something, but that's crazy.
That's not helping him get better. That's not helping him get better when you're doing it.
Jabari looks bigger.
Good shot.
That was what I like. Jabari's definitely got stronger.
Good defense.
So I like that.
Mars, I'm telling you, I'd much rather him at the 3 than at the 4. I think he's a 3-man. Just like you like Evan at the 5. I like him at the 3, man.
I'm starting to see it more too, Phil.
Well,
that's a trap.
I just like it when you put Jabari in like the face-up game, 15 feet. Like he scores like every time down there. Like if we're able to just get Jabari mismatches, I think he can score.
Real quick before I move on to the next person, I want to ask you. Damn. Yeah, that takes you back, boy. But I first of all, I like how Jabari look how low he's getting when he's coming around that corner though. Like for a dude that's what is he 6'9", 6'10", getting low, he's 6'7".
6'11".
Is he that big now? So we talking about a footer?
He the biggest player on our team.
But look how when he was coming around that corner. Oh, and that play right there is all I want to ask you about because I hate that. Like you got a big man right there. You put the ball in your left hand, put that up with your left. But like, I just like how he's getting so low coming around that corner. He's coming around the corner and he's lower than Reed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's been one of his bigger issues in terms of like his
head. His head is at Reed's chest. Like you love to see that from a guy. Like you know what I'm saying? He's getting really low. That adds you that builds that center of gravity. You're strong coming around the corner. You can elevate strong, and it increases your length. You know what I mean? So I love to see that from him.
And that's something he hasn't been doing. Like why are they trying to turn him? But like that's something he hasn't been doing. Like he's definitely like gotten better in terms of those things, and he's definitely growing stronger.
That was a trap. That was 100% a trap.
Another one. Hey, I'm so excited to see him in this year. Y'all have no clue.
He might be my favorite player on the team in terms of upside, but we just gotta see if it comes together.
I just like
there you go.
Deep 2, yes sir. Nice.
If he's one of those players that can keep the defense honest, where okay, we'll concede jump shots to him, but we get to a point where like we can't do that anymore.
Hey,
I mean, if we get to a point where he's actually someone you got to close out to, then we've exceeded all my expectations.
You can't stop him getting downhill though.
You could because he couldn't dribble last year. If he can dribble, then yeah, you can't stop him. But before he couldn't dribble last year. He would dribble and he'd lose the ball.
Yeah.
But if he can actually dribble like that, you're not gonna stop him. Like I'm not trolling when I say now Zion has lost weight, so Zion might be the outlier. Other than Zion, I think he's probably the most athletic player in the league. Like I don't think you stay with him. So it is what it is.
Better, more athletic than Ja?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, the size, the strength. I think speed with the ball. I think Ja is quicker, but in terms of just up and down speed, I think Amen Thompson's faster.
John gets off the ground so fast, though, man. So fast.
A man gets off the ground quicker. A men's second jump might be, other than Zion, the best in the league.
Maybe a second jump.
He puts off his second, puts back his miss. He just jumps quicker than everyone.
Is it? Well, never mind. That doesn't really matter because it's whoever gets to the ball first. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I feel you.
Here we go. We got Mr. Whitmore now.
Shot.
Big body is so strong, and he's 20. He's crazy strong.
Yeah, this was just exciting to see because the Rockets got so much young talent.
Oh, but you got the Spurs over us, man. So don't talk about our young talent.
Y'all got young talent. They got a young generational.
They can still have young talent, Morris.
Nah. He stay on that side, man. Jesus.
Turnover. Let's go. We running. Gotta take Betty. We gotta find him. We definitely gotta find a run for him. More run for him. No doubt about that. And for those of y'all that's not aware, just so y'all know.
Morris, who's this?
That's Aaron.
Okay. Basketball is in the blood, in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Ox, I don't know if you know this, Ox, but Holiday, him, his brother, all three of them.
Yeah, they got a sister too.
Yeah, his father played at Arizona State. His mother played there too. The basketball is in the blood.
Oh, I thought their mom ran track. She was a hooper.
No, she was on the hoop team.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what's up.
I seen Aaron Holiday dunk on someone last year. I can't remember what team it was, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I want to say it was the Knicks, but I might be bugging. But I remember when I seen that play, I was like, what?
He could have dunked that.
Someone remembers who he dunked on. Please invite me. I remember seeing it. I was like, what?
Y'all got AJ Griffin too.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's right.
Y'all got AJ Griffin on y'all crew.
Man, I love AJ.
The problem that we got a bit of a log jam, Mars, because you got AJ, you got why am I drawing a blank from his name? Cam, you got AJ, you got Eason. Yeah. A lot of these guys are interchangeable. You got Dylan Brooks. So you have a bit of a log jam at the 3 and the 4, but in the words of my man Marlo Stansfield, this is one of them good problems. This isn't a bad thing. This is something that we can actually build on. So if you wanted to put a trade package together to maybe get a vet, not KD, we ain't doing that. No, but if you wanted to put a trade package together to maybe get some more solidarity on the front line, maybe get a better rebounder, maybe get a better dirty work guy, or keep the current guys you got and keep building on those guys. You could do that too. Atlanta didn't know. I'm sorry, Miles, really quickly. Atlanta didn't know what they were doing with AJ Griffin. And I'm so glad he got up at it. I'm so glad because they had no idea what they were doing with him.
I liked AJ's rookie year. Last year was just a bad year, but I liked him. But the only reason I think we'd make a trade next year is if Jaylen Green doesn't take the jump and we don't want to extend him, then we try, and the Suns are bad, we try and offer Jaylen Green a couple other young pieces plus the Suns picks for a Devin Booker. That's the only time I think we try and make the trade. Anything else, I don't think there's going to really be a trade on the table. But I mean, our depth chart is really good. I think you got Sengun at the 5 with Steven Adams as his backup. And then if you want to go small, it'll probably be more Jabari small ball 5 minutes, which we went to last year when Sengun was out. So he'd probably be like the third string, just small ball 5. Then at the 4, you've got Bari, Tari, Summer Men minutes at the 4. That would be our 3 there. And then at the 3, you got Dylan, Amen, Tari, maybe Jabari if we go really big, but I doubt it. And then at the 2, you got Jalen. Reed will play some at the 2. Cam will play at the 2. Cam will also play at the 3, 2 and the 3. And then at the 1, you got Fred, Aaron, Reed, and Amen some minutes. Like we got like 3 or 4 options at every position. So
see, and that's what I want to do, Mars. Like what you just said. I want to move Jabari Smith to the 3, and let's put him in at the 1, and let's get him more at the 1. Because if is Reed Shepherd I mean, you say he's small. So with him being right, so with him being small, he's got to be able to do something elite. So if he's a shooter, right? If he's a shooter, I'd much rather him being off the basketball. If I got a big guy on the ball, like a Men Thompson, who can distribute, not only distribute, but can defend, I think that maximizes you guys. With him and Jabari at the 3 at 6'10", and you got Sengun, and you got Jaylen Green, I ain't on the fence about this. I think Houston's a top 5 seed in the West. I do.
If Jabari progresses, and Jabari looks really good, if Jaylen progresses, Sengun continues on his path, Reed is a good contributing rookie, Amen becomes a competent ball handler, Cam continues to develop. I don't see how we don't make the playoffs, but the West is just so stacked. Like, we might end up being such a really good team and then end up being the 9 seed. Like, the West is just ridiculous. So
is it though, Mars? Because there's some teams that go the other way. Like, I don't got the Warriors making the playoffs this year. I don't.
Well, they ain't make it last year either.
Right. I don't have them making the playoffs this year. I think as much as Ox is afraid of them, I think New Orleans goes the other way. I think that they gave up huge pieces and they don't have a counter for it. They don't. So I think they go the other way. I think Sacramento's still hanging around in that 5, 6, 7 spot. The fact that Malik Monk got hurt, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in what they was doing. And the fact that Herter got hurt. Other than that, I think they're going to be I forgot about Trey Lyles. Right. I think the Clippers go the other way. So with the Clippers going the other way, with New Orleans going the other way, with the Golden State Warriors going the other way, I think that leaves room for teams like Memphis, like you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's possible we're a top 6 seed, but I also think it's possible we're like a 9 or a 10. Like the West, anything can happen. Like Golden State could fall off, but they could also get better. Maybe Buddy Hield is great. Maybe Kyle Anderson is great. Maybe Steph has a really good regular season from start to finish. Maybe Draymond doesn't get suspended. Like there's a lot, and maybe the Pelicans make it work with DeJounte and no legitimate 5. I don't like. The West is annoying, man. But I'm really excited for Houston's season. Like really excited. I'm obviously going to watch every single game. So I'm here for it, man.
All 82 more.
I watched all 82 last year.
Every minute.
Why you think he was ready to jump ship?
Not every minute. Nah,
but he watched enough. Why you think he was ready to jump ship?
There'll be games where we're getting blown out. We bring in like the Nate Hinsons of the world.
Sure, I'm just saying, watching all 82 that's a tall task. I don't doubt you. I don't doubt your abilities. I'm just saying that's a tall task.
Oh yeah, but I'm a no life, so you know.
The reason why he was ready to
even
jump
if
ship,
that's true, Mars. Even if you don't have a life, that's still a tall task. That's all I'm saying.
Even if that, like I said, Ox, it's like being around a chick all day, every day. Like eventually, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm so sick of her. I am. And Mars got sick of Houston last year. He did because he was around him so much.
That's stretching like December.
He got sick of him.
Yeah, that wasn't the only chick Mars was hanging out with, and
it really wasn't, Ron. It wasn't, and he tried to sell us. And you know what? We're not doing that because
Mars was creeping on the low.
Fake promise ring. Hate that promise.
Man, me and OKC, we still got that relationship, man. We still, I'm still in talks with OKC. I know for some reason
going to the bathroom and texting OKC.
Like for some reason,
100%, Ron.
Texting in the bathroom.
100%.
No, I mean I don't hide it. I mean I don't hide it. But like for some reason, Rockets Twitter and OKC Twitter are beefing. I'm just there like I like both teams, but like it's. I like the teams I like. Houston's my favorite team, obviously, but like I just enjoy watching the league. Like, so I'm gonna watch whatever teams I want to watch. I'm gonna watch the Pistons. I'm gonna watch the Spurs. I'm gonna watch the Hornets. I like watching the teams that people don't want to give time to. Like, we can all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors and the Suns, but I'm gonna be watching the Pistons and the Raptors and the Jazz and all those teams. So I enjoy it.
Speaking of the Lakers, y'all make sure you like the video if you hate the Lakers.
Oh, nice.
And subscribe if you love the Lakers. And become a member if it's a little bit of both. All right, that's enough on the Lakers.
Ron, why are we doing this layout for the 3?
Because he's a bad host. That's why. But you know, we just let it slide. We just let it slide. Yeah. Like JD even labeled them used for 3 cameras, used for 4 cameras, used for all other cameras, and he just ignores it. But like L host, you know, it's what it is, man. And we're used to it now. We're used to it now.
All right, moving along, y'all. This last hour, I got a couple things I want to touch on, but I got to start with the man who is winning this summer. Were you guys able to hear?
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
Were you guys able to hear Jaylen Brown's song?
I did not listen to it. No.
What type of song? What are you talking about?
Here up or no?
He dropped a song with ASAP Ferg.
Once you
I
win
like ASAP Ferg.
I don't know who that is, but once you win a
You
finals
was just
MVP,
about to be mad, and then you heard ASAP Ferg and perked up.
No, I wasn't mad. I was just kind of confused. Like, what are we talking about here? What do you mean a song? You know what I mean? So, I didn't know if this was a joke or whatever. I highly doubt Jaylen's a good rapper.
Ah, man.
He's too smart to be a good rapper.
What? So you say you got to be a little
what?
A little.
Yeah, Ron. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Here's what Jaylen Brown had tweeted just yesterday. He said, "I'm having a great summer. I'm not gonna lie." And this is what his summer has kind of consisted of. And I agree with Jaylen. I think he's clearly winning the summer. But here we go. Let's take a look back down memory lane of Jaylen Brown's summer.
What's going on with Jaylen Brown this summer? Yeah, that did happen. Yes,
Dropped a song with ASAP Ferg. This is it right now. It's called "Just Do It," in case you guys don't know. Dropped just yesterday. Shout out to Jaylen. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. Whether the song is trash or not, I like it, Jaylen. And obviously, it's a lot of pun intended with the song being called "Just Do It." So I want to hear it.
That's what I was
just to see what shots we're taking. But we got this. We also got Jaylen in his Finals MVP trophy at, what is that, the roulette table?
Yeah,
no, that's not roulette. That's roulette.
Yeah, that's roulette, Ron. That's roulette.
Yeah. Shout out to Jaylen.
Always bet on black.
Then you got Jaylen at, I think it's the ESPYs? Yeah, that is, because that's the ESPY he has. Shout out to Jaylen at the ESPYs.
Oh, what did he win? What did he win?
I have no clue.
Congratulations.
I just know he's fresh. He might. Did he win an ESPY though? Because this could be.
Well, he holding some, or is he awarding the trophy?
Yeah, he could be awarding somebody. But either way it goes, being on that ESPY stage, looking as fly as he is, and just holding that trophy, whether he's awarding it out, that's an honor in and of itself, or whether he's winning. Shout out to Jaylen. Also, we remember this Finals parade. Shout out to Jaylen. Boston Red Sox game with JT.
Meh.
Two trophies. Two trophies.
Those are the two trophies we're talking about. We're not gonna talk about the two trophies he had at Summer League.
He did win an ESPY, actually. He won the ESPY for the best finals performance.
Shout out Jaylen, man.
Walking around with them stallions.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about them trophies right there.
Yeah, he for the best finals performance. He won the ESPY for that.
Yeah, Jaylen's having a hell of a summer.
Yep,
with every trophy that he's touched. Ox. Shout out Jaylen, man.
Interesting.
Also, too, speaking of Jaylen, it's rumors that he has a new shoe or something of that sort.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw somebody shooting with him wearing them.
Oh, I think about the Jason Kidd thing.
Oh, well, he does have that too. What's they put together like a $5 billion fund?
They put something together. I'm gonna look out. I don't want to.
They did something for Oakland.
Yeah, they did something for the community.
So while Mars is looking that up, this is a sneak peek at Jaylen's new shoe. You guys let me know how you feel about this. I thought they were fly personally, but I don't know. You guys might.
What brand is he on?
It doesn't show the brand.
What the hell?
You thought that was fly? You can't even see nothing. What is this?
I like shiny and glittery things. You know. Hey, he's shining. That's all I know.
What is that?
The boy got jewels on his kicks.
I think
you a Finals MVP, and when you win in the summer the way you winning, you could do stuff like this. Ox.
I think I'm
straight, bro. I'm straight.
I think I'm straight. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Nah, y'all don't like these?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. Like, do your thing, Jaylen. You know what I'm saying? You producing your own shoes, no brand. Like, I'm with that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cut out the middleman. I'm down for that. But I don't like him.
I'm good.
It's a non-profit that him and Jason Kidd are collaborating with, aiming to generate $5 billion in generational wealth in communities of color. By supporting underinvested creators, we're working to close the $1 billion racial wealth gap in Massachusetts, is what he's talking about. They partnered with Oak Stop, which is a prominent community anchor organization. So they're doing good things in the community. Shout out to Jason Kidd and Jaylen Brown. You can read it if you want. Should I put the link in like the chat or something if people want to read it?
Yeah, drop it in there. Okay, well, shout out to Jaylen Brown. Is there anybody else that you guys think may be having a better summer than Jaylen Brown?
Me, I'm having a great summer.
Me too.
Yeah, like, I'm really enjoying my summer.
Life is not bad. I
was having a great summer. Then I realized where I live at, and it was raining yesterday. And I'm like,
no, fake summer. Nice.
I gotta go back home, man. I'm tired of this shit, man. Rain in August, I'm telling you.
That Pacific Northwest could get tricky, yo. It can. That Pacific Northwest could get tricky.
I'm telling you, Joe, I'm ready to get to the crib. I can't do this. I need some triple digits in my life.
That's what happens when you hang when you hanging out with your man. This is what happens, though.
Mm-hmm. So I'm on my way back too. Hey, let's see the there at Athens, or London.
I'm Mars.
Always say hi to me, allegedly I'm in London.
Mars, you be tight if you just heard a.
If anyone, I'd be annoyed if anyone pulled up to my door. Or maybe I don't have a door. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Well, you clearly do. It's right behind you. We see it right there, Mars.
We can see the door, Mars.
Yeah,
but wait,
green screen.
So Mars, let me ask you. So if somebody, me or Ron, if anybody came to the house and knocked, I know it's uninvited, and you were upset.
I promise I'm not opening the door. I promise.
100% is all. I'm knocking like the cops.
What?
If I'm in London, if I came to London,
here,
Mars, you opening the door.
No, people, anyone come to where I reside uninvited?
Oh, I'm banging on the door.
No one home. I don't know what to tell you.
If we're trying to surprise you, we come.
Mars, I know you in there.
How long are you going to be upset? Like, okay, like if you don't answer the door, I go to the hotel and I'll call you like, Mars, what's up, man? I brought you this. Like, let's go hang out. How long are you going to be upset? Like, it's like a couple minutes.
Just if there's food involved.
No, I'm not going to be upset. Like, it's not about being upset. It's about showing up uninvited. I'm just not going to let anyone.
Yeah, I feel that.
But you're not going to invite us.
So if
so stay away. What the hell?
So Mars, another scenario. So let's say we call you from the hotel. Like, yo, Mars, we're out here,
Mars,
man. Let's go.
Let's
hit the pub, Mars. Come on.
What's up, Mars? I'm in your city.
You're not gonna come kick it?
No, I'm busy that day, man.
Now I'm definitely coming to the crib. Because now I know you're there.
I'm busy, man. Like,
now I'm definitely
busy, man. I got things to do. Like,
I'm straight pulling up, Ron. 100%.
I'm not just readily available.
Like, hey, Mars. I got your fish and chips.
And ain't nobody saying that I gotta hang all day, but don't act like you don't know me. So open the door, Mars.
I know you, and you should know I'm busy.
No,
like,
don't act like you don't know
we trying to get to the party with Barbies and drillers. Like, what's up? Man? Come on, can we kick it?
Open the door, Mars.
Barbies and drillers.
Mars, open the door. We know you in there, Mars. Open the door.
You don't know
this is cool.
I do know this. I just heard your voice, Mars. Open the door.
I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of hurting my feelings right now.
Mars, open the door. I just heard your voice. Open the door, Mars.
So just because of this, I'm pulling up with Dub and Ticket too.
I promise that door's not getting open.
Hold on, wait though, Mars. I pull up with Dub and Ticket. You locking the top lock too?
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying more locks. That door is not getting opened ever. I just won't ever leave where I may or may not reside.
All right, no doubt. We're just trying to find a little, a football match. That's all we're trying to do. But
then go to a stadium. What the hell?
Mars, we need a tour guide.
Man, like you ain't going.
Mars, we can't catch a football game together.
You can go. Ain't nothing stopping you.
Open the door, Mars.
I'm trying to take you to a football game. I'm telling you, meet me at the stadium. You're not coming?
No. I'm busy that day.
This is bullshit.
All right,
open the door, Mars.
I'm trying to take you to a Houston Rockets game.
And they play in London, by the way.
I'll buy my own ticket. I ain't gonna go with no one.
Open it, Mars.
All right. Hey, look, that's cool. That's cool, Mars. That's how you feel. It's all right. I'll see you in South Beach, chill.
Exactly. You guys don't link up. Where you gonna get me?
I'll see you in South Beach, chill. We gonna go to a game this year for sure.
talking about, man. Okay, Mars. Okay.
Get me involved. Leave me alone.
All right. Victor Wembanyama has been slated and predicted by experts to win a couple awards next year. The first of which being most improved. The second of which being defensive player of the year. How are we feeling about this?
The most improved player award is the most stupid award in the NBA.
Mars?
Because it doesn't go to the player who improves the most. It just goes to the player who was good, who takes a star jump. That's all it ever does. It's never like Kobe White not winning the award last year or Jalen Johnson is weird to me. And then you go back to when Ja Morant won it. It's like, he's not the most improved player in the league. Like, he was already good. He just, like, he got better. He improved.
Right.
But when you look at most improved, Larry Markkinen. That's a most improved player. Like, that's like when you think most improved, those are the players you're meant to think of. Someone who wasn't really doing nothing for real. And then they elevated into a level. It's like, oh my God, not this guy got to the level we already knew he was going to. Like, that's not what I think the most improved player award was meant to be even designed for. Like, when Ja Morant won it, I don't think anyone, when the award was created, I don't think anyone was like, yeah, that's what it's going to be. When the top 3 draft pick takes the jump in their second year, that's the most improved player. I don't think anyone ever interpreted most improved player as that. But now all of a sudden, that just seems to be what it is every single time the award gets handed out. Like, the most improved player award is meant to be for guys like Kobe White, meant to be for guys like Jalen Johnson. It's not meant to be for guys like Tyrese Maxey or guys like Ja Morant or guys like Wemby, who just had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. Like, that's never meant to be what it was for. But that's just the direction the award has gone in. I don't like it personally.
I couldn't agree more. There's no way Wemby should be in the race for most.
Like, Oladipo was a most improved player in Indiana. That was a most improved. That was like, he got drafted 5 years prior or something. He wasn't showing any all-star potential really, and then he elevates into one of the best 2 guards in the league.
Yeah,
that's a most improved player. When you think most improved, that's what you're meant to think, not whatever they've been doing recently. With
Tracy McGrady was most improved when
he went from like 15 points. CJ McCollum was a most improved player,
right?
Like, CJ went from like 10 points a game to a bona fide second option on the Portland Trailblazers, providing valuable minutes. Jimmy Butler was a most improved player. Those are most improved, not what they got going on now. It's just ruined it.
So the most improved player, the playoffs aren't that big of a deal, right? And I did some research on this, and over the past 15 years, of the last 15 of them, 6 of them didn't make the playoffs. That's almost half. So that's not that big of a deal of guys being most improved. The most improved player, from my estimation, is you have a jump in your scoring average of at least 5 a game. When we're talking about the most improved. So when we're talking about a guy in Wemby who, if he's going to be the most improved player, this 21 that I'm getting, that's going to turn into what, 26? Now, that 26, are we still going to am I still going to get 10 rebounds from him? Am I still going to get the 3 blocks from him? Because we didn't get to the defensive player of the year. We're going to get to that in a minute, Ron. But just off the strength of him being the most improved player, I think that's going to now tie into other awards. Because the other stuff that we're talking about here, this is what I mean when I talk about the expectations on Wemby, what our expectations on him are, and what the expectations of what he thinks he could be. Because what our expectations of him might be a little bit, to be honest with you, ridiculous. I mean, in the second year, I mean, like, Michael Jordan didn't win most improved player in year 3. He averaged 37 a game. He went from being hurt and playing 22 games to the next year averaging 37 a game. He wasn't in the most improved conversation. Meanwhile, Tracy McGrady goes from 15 a game to 26 a game, and he wins it. So when I think about Wemby, I think the expectation on him with winning the most improved and winning the defensive player of the year, if he's doing that, one, that means that I think San Antonio, with the defensive player of the year, I think San Antonio is a lot better. Not only are they a lot better, he is a lot better. And if that's going on, I think Wemby's in the league MVP votes conversation too. And I think that that's nuts.
Is that possible to get most improved, defensive player of the year, and MVP?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Is it likely? Is the question? Because
no, they're not going to win enough.
That's what I'm talking about, Mars. So with the most improved, I don't think that matters because again, like I said, I mean, almost half the guys who won most improved didn't make the playoffs. So I don't think that that's the issue. The defensive player of the year is where it gets foggy with me.
But before we get to that, though, I do want to show the most improved player odds right here. As of right now, we are looking at Wemby at the top. And then we got Evan Mobley coming in second. Jonathan Kuminga in third. Actually. You got Mobley, Chill?
That's my pick for most improved next season.
Okay. Josh Giddey fourth. Jalen Johnson, Paolo, J-Dub, and Cade. How do we feel about these guys?
Actually, no. You know what? I take that back. I got Mobley for Defensive Player of the Year. I got J-Dub for most improved because I think he's got to take that jump in order for Oklahoma City to be what I think that they can be next season. I think he's got to play at.
I think it's going to be Giddey. Not because he's actually gone like maybe he does improve, but he went from 12 points a game in OKC, becoming like borderline unplayable. In Chicago, he's just going to get the touches and the minutes. So he's going to be like 18, 9, and 8.
That's what I was about to ask you, Mars. What does that 12 a game look like? That 12 goes to, if it goes to 20, yes, 100%.
It could go to 20 if he takes enough shots. Like year 2, like prior to this past season, Giddey was like 17 a game, I think. But like with more opportunity and a team that's not trying to win, his box score numbers are just going to go up exponentially. He was like 5 assists last year. It's probably going to be about 8 or 9 this year. He's a good rebounder, probably going to be close to double-digit rebounding next year. And then the points are going to go up just by virtue of touches. I think he's going to win it off that. Not because he actually improved on his game the most, but the numbers just go up the most. So I think Giddey's going to win it. Personally.
Is it ridiculous to think that if Wemby is, to your estimation, if he's 18, or if he's 19 and 9, I don't think Chicago's going to be very good this year. Is it ridiculous to think that that Giddey could be an all-star?
With how bad they're going to be, I highly doubt it. Like I wouldn't put him on the list over Cade or LaMelo or those guys. So it would be tough. But maybe, like, if he's averaging a damn near triple-double, maybe. Which
or almost a 20 and 10 guy?
I mean, I think the rebounds will be fine. I think he's going to get like 9, 10 boards. And do I think he could average 10 assists a game with how much I think Chicago is going to put the ball in his hands? Possibly. Like, if he's close to a triple-double, maybe he sneaks an all-star with some injuries. But they're just not going to win anything. But that's why I got probably winning most improved. If I had to put money on anything, I'd probably say Josh Giddey just because of the numbers. But not because I think he's actually going to improve on his game the most. But that's not what the award is. So
I think it's Jalen Williams, Mars, and I think it's Jalen Williams off the strength that he knows that this season, with the expectations on Oklahoma City to win, he's got to play at minimum at an all-star level, maybe even make the all-star team. And that has to be, I think he averaged 18 a game last year, 17 or 18 a game last year. I think that 18 has to go to, at minimum, 22, maybe even 23 at minimum. And he's got to be a better defender. So that means that I think he's got to rebound more. With him doing all of those things, that's going to make Oklahoma City better and shine a light on him. So if he ends up making an all-star team, if he's 22, 23 a game, he plays 75 games, because he ended up rolling his ankle last year and he missed some games. So if he ends up playing 75 games, if he's a 22, 23 and 6 guy and he makes the all-star team, I think that's your most improved player.
So Chill, I think you got the right team, just the wrong guy. And I've brought his name up multiple times this episode. I think Chet got action. If Wemby can do it, I think Chet can do it as well. They're gonna win. They're gonna win a little more. I think he has. Well, no, Wemby definitely has more room to grow because he's the number 1 option and he'll be able to do everything. But Chet averaged what, like I think 16 and 8, 16 and 8, couple assists,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the same jump that you're saying with J-Dub.
Yeah,
I actually think it's Chet that needs to take that jump offensively. and I think he has the capabilities to. I don't know if he's necessarily got strong enough, but I think I can easily see. I can see Chet at 21 a game this year.
They clearly got to go to him more, and he's got to take that jump of asking for the ball more, and him being a better rebounder, and him being a better rim protector. So if he's getting that kind of action where they go to him more, he's a better jump shooter from the mid range, and not even from the long ball line, but just in the mid range and in the mid post. And he's a better rim protector. They're better. So of those two, I do think it's J-Dub, but I think Chet is the guy that in order for them to get to where they're trying to go, he has to be on the floor.
Chet averaged a quiet 16 and 8 last year. I think it's going to be a whole lot louder. And I mean, the thing about it is you already have a 30-point per game scorer. You obviously have J-Dub who's going to need to get his shots up and stuff like that. But he only took 11 shots last year. So I could see him taking anywhere in the 15 range, him being a lot more aggressive. I can see them actually running action for him. I don't know how much more his rebounding is going to improve, but I just think he's going to look a whole lot different. So I don't know in terms of the numbers how much it improves, but I think he just looks a whole lot better and does more for that team.
And to your point, if he looks a whole lot better, I mean, how many teams have we had that have had 3 guys average 20 a game? I mean, let's see. Did Golden State have? Did Clay? Okay, so Clay was averaging 20 also. Toronto didn't do it. The Lakers didn't do it. Denver didn't do it. Boston didn't do it. 3 guys averaging 20 a game.
How much did Bradley Beal average last season?
17. He was. I think he was 17 and like 6.
The Nets with Harden, Kyrie, and KD did it.
And you thought they could. And if you thought outside of health, they would have won the NBA championship.
Yes.
You thought that they were going to win it. So with that being said, if we got an Oklahoma City team with 3 guys with both with SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, all of those guys being 20 a game guys. I don't know if Chet's going to be a 20 a game guy. I think that's a huge leap. I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's ridiculous.
He's literally right there, and they're not even drawing up plays for him or anything. Yeah, he's literally getting it off of people finding him, people throwing the ball to the rim, him getting spot up threes, and that's it. It's not. It's no self creation. So it's like if his game takes that leap that I think it's going to take, and it might not be this year. He might be 2 or 3 years away. But if his game does happen to take that leap this summer, they're going to have to draw up plays because he's just such a mismatch.
Well, if he starts posting up, that's it. If he starts posting
that means that the offense has to change, Mars. If we're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, that means that the offense has to change if they're going to him more in the box. Because if they're going to him more in the box, that also means that they could go to him more in the mid-post. So that means that the offense has to change.
It's less about drawing up post-ups and more just about being able to take advantage of mismatches. That's what he couldn't do last year because teams would just guard him with a wing. And then when he set screens, they're just switching it. Like, he should be able to take advantage of a guard on him, but he just wasn't good. So if he can do that, like, it's not, this play we're getting Chet a post-up. It's Chet has the mismatch. Let's get him a touch in the post here and let's see what he can do. Last year, he couldn't do anything. So you end up just having Chet spotting up with wings on him. And you lose a lot of the value. If he can actually punish those mismatches, that's an extra 4-6 points a game, or teams have to adjust. And that's what I mean. It's about improve. Like, if he can just do that, because teams will have to change how they guard OKC because of that, his numbers might not go up crazy. Like, it might look crazy at the start of the season, then teams adjust, and then his numbers come back down to earth. But he improved. But you won't show it on the box score, so it's like, oh, he's not going to win most improved. But like, that's a big improvement. Same reason why I think Duncan Robinson should have been in the running last year. Because he improved a lot, but the box score numbers say he's still averaging like 10 points a game. So it's like, no, he ain't really improved. But it's like, if you watch him, he's a much better player than he was 3 years ago, and a much better player than he was the year before. But because the box score doesn't show it, it's like he doesn't win the awards. I just think the award is stupid, to be honest. So it's just a dumb award. Bring back when Aaron Brooks was winning it. That was the good old days. That's a real most improved player.
Shout out AB.
That's a real most improved. Yeah.
Oregon Duck legend.
Yeah, not these frauds that win it now. Real most improved. Yeah.
All right, well, that was most improved. Let's go ahead and get to the defensive player of the year odds. Here we go right here. Wemby is at the top of the list.
That's most improved. Ron. That's most improved.
Oops.
Focus, Ron. Jeez. Oh my God.
All right, well, Wemby is slated to win Defensive Player of the Year as well. I'll go ahead and put these odds up here in a second, but hold on, no, I do want to share this though, because this is what the ESPN experts gave Wemby for most improved. So he got 14% of the first place votes.
So they have Kobe White taking another jump. These voters are stupid.
Oh, I guess.
Hey, Jaylen Green, smart voters, yeah. Good work, voters. Yeah.
My fault, most.
Boston in here too.
Boston had 3 guys that
Should've
averaged
won
20 a game last year.
Oh, KP did? Okay,
yeah. I mean, they didn't have them for most of the playoffs, but yeah, they had 3 guys that averaged 20 a game last year.
Nah, shout out to the 5 points that Jaylen Green got, man. These voters know what they're talking about, man. Everyone else. And shout out to the 12 points that Sengun got. Yeah, they know what they're talking about. Everyone else.
Wow.
Hey, when we averaging 28 next year, you best believe we winning that awards.
Mm-hmm. Facts. When Hallie averaging 28 and 13 assists, he for sure is taking that most improved.
RJ Barrett's actually a good one in my opinion.
Yeah.
RJ Barrett could definitely be in the conversation for most improved.
What y'all think about Jonathan Kuminga?
Nope.
No.
Steve Kerr don't know what he's doing with him. Jonathan Kuminga will do something like he'll have a great 2 weeks and then Kerr will bench him. That's what and then put him back in the lineup. He's screwing that kid up, Ron. He is straight screwing that kid up. And I know I sound like a get off my lawn type of dude, but that's exactly what he's doing. On top of that, I don't think that Jonathan Kuminga understands the game because he jumped on that team when he did, and he was in an accelerated program. I think that if he was on a crew where he could have learned a little bit slower, it would have helped him. That's not the case in Golden State. And on top of that, they're gonna be bad.
All right, well, shout out to all the diss tracks that are out there right now. It's been a wild summer. A lot of strays getting caught. It's been a wild, wild west out here in these YouTube streets. But you live to fight another day. This is the Defensive Player of the Year odds. And this is what we're looking at right now. It looks like Wemby once again is at the top, and it doesn't look like it's close. They got Wemby running away with this. And then you got Rudy Gobert, Chet Holmgren, shout out Chet, number 3. You got Bam, number 4, where he should be, maybe should be a little higher. Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, Evan Mobley, OG Anunoby, and Alex Caruso.
So is the logic of good defense going out the window for Wemby, or do they think the Spurs are going to be one of the best defenses in the league?
That's what they think, Mars. And the reason why they think that is because that's what the award has been. So over the last 30 years, Mutombo, Marcus Camby are the only 2 guys that was on a team that won Defensive Player of the Year, and they weren't a top 10 defense. Lonzo Mourning is the only guy who was on a team that wasn't that was outside of the top 5. Everybody else was no lower than 5. Everybody. So over the last 30 years, you had 3 guys. So that means in the last 10 years, Mars, in the last 10 years, everybody that won Defensive Player of the Year, their team was either number 1, 2, or 3 in defense. That's the way that was. So now, if you're telling me that Wemby is the Defensive Player of the Year, that means that at minimum, San Antonio is going to be they're going to be a top 3 defense in the league next year. And not only are they going to be a top 3 defense in the league next year, right? I know this sounds crazy. They're going to be a top 3 defense in the league next year with Wemby on the floor. Not just with when Wemby is on the floor. They're going to be a top 3 defense in the league. So with them being a top 3 defense in the league, those teams that I told you about that were top 5 or top 3 in the league, all of those teams were winning, which means that San Antonio is going to be at the top of the Western Conference. So they're going to be at minimum a top 5 seed. So if that's the case, Mars, you know what else that means? Wemby's going to be up for league MVP. That's what that also means. Because you can't tell me that Wemby, as the Defensive Player of the Year, arguably the Defensive Player of the Year, being on a crew that's a top 3 defense in the league, and him being the anchor of that defense, top 3 defense, top 5 in the league, not just the Western Conference, but in the league, he's not up for league MVP. That's a tall task to put him on, man. A tall one. Plus, him being the most improved player, that's a tall task. I think it's Evan Mobley. I think health is going to be a big deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think that last season, I think they were a top 3 defense, and they were beat up. I love Mobley at the 4. I think he takes that jump this season, not just offensively, but I think he's even better defensively. I think he's a better rebounder. I think Cleveland may very well be the best defensive team in the league this year. I think Evan Mobley's the defensive player of the year.
I think Mobley's a good shout.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be Wemby. Like, I feel like it's just set up for it to be Wemby. Not because I think he's the best defender in the league or anything, but I don't think the Defensive Player of the Year award is the best defender in the league award. I think they're just setting up for it to be Wemby. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they're just, even if the Spurs aren't a good defense, I feel like they're just gonna start be like, well, without him, they're a bad defense, so he elevates it. Like, that's what the argument's gonna end up being. I think no matter what, as long as Wemby plays the 65 games, I think he's gonna win it. So I got Wemby winning it. Do I think he's gonna be the best defender in the regular season? Probably not. But shout out to him if he wins a Defensive Player of the Year in his second year.
Which goes back to my original question. So are we looking at the Defensive Player of the Year now like the league MVP? Because sometimes the best player in the league wins the league MVP. Sometimes he doesn't. But we categorize him like he is the best player in the league. So we do the same thing with the Defensive Player of the Year. Sometimes the best defensive player in the league wins the Defensive Player of the Year. But then sometimes it's just the guy who's the most valuable to his team's success defensively. That's why you see the teams that's top 3, that's the guy who wins the Defensive Player of the Year. And we categorize him as being the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I think the best defender in the league was the Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe Rudy in 21, but I don't know. Maybe. And then before that, probably Draymond's in 17. Other than that, I don't think the best defender in the league has been the Defensive Player of the Year. So, like, we're looking at 7 years, maybe, where I don't think has been the best defender in the league winning Defensive Player of the Year. And before that, I mean, I'm not going to act like I can remember off the top of my head, but I'll give
you a quick rundown, Mar. So last year, in 24, who was the best defensive player in the game in your estimation?
Anthony Davis.
You think it was Anthony Davis? In 23, who was the best defensive player in the game?
People gonna get mad at me if I say Anthony Davis again, but Anthony Davis.
I think Bam was better than Jaren Jackson. I think Evan Mobley was better than Jaren Jackson, but he ended up winning Defensive Player of the Year. Marcus Smart. Who was the best defensive player in 22?
Marcus Smart.
You think he was the best defensive player? I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was a better defender than Drew Holiday. Forget the other bigs. I don't think Marcus Smart was a better defensive player than Drew Holiday.
Only reason I say that is because the versatility, even with the size of Marcus Smart, I've seen Marcus Smart match up with power forwards and play very good defense on power forwards. I think Marcus Smart's versatility is underrated just because of his size.
I got Draymond Green. So
in 22, Mars?
I got Draymond.
And you just said in 21 you can make an argument for Rudy.
21, I think Rudy has a case, so I'm not mad at that one.
In the 2019-20 season,
Anthony Davis.
So Giannis wasn't better than Anthony Davis.
Davis.
In both 18 and 19, it was Rudy.
I think it should have been AD or Draymond, but
in 17 it was Draymond.
I think that's correct.
In 16 it was Leonard.
I think it should have been Draymond.
In 15 it was Leonard.
I'm not mad at that.
I think it was Leonard. In 14 it was Joakim Noah.
My guy Joakim.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to ask you, Mars, and I want you to be a little bit subjective here. The race for Defensive Player of the Year that year was Joakim, Roy Hibbert, Jordan, Serge, Iguodala.
I think of those names, I think Roy Hibbert probably should have won it, if I'm honest. But I'm not mad at Joakim, but I think Roy Hibbert probably should have won.
In 13, it was Marc Gasol.
Him or Braun. I'm not bothered either way. I'd probably go with Braun though, but I'm not mad.
In 12, it was Chandler.
Was that Tyson Chandler?
Yes, it was Chandler. Was he a better defensive player than Dwight Howard? In 12.
Was Dwight healthy that year?
Yes. That was the shortened season.
Oh yeah. The year before he goes to LA. I think Tyson won it because of his contributions the year prior, and I think they wanted to give him respect. Personally, I don't think he was the best defender in the league. I'd take Dwight over him, and I'd take LeBron over him too in terms of as defenders.
In 9, 10, and 11, all 3 of those years was Dwight Howard. I think Dwight Howard was the best defensive player in the game at that time. All 3 of those years. Even though James came in second to him in 09, I think Howard was the best defensive player in the league that year. Now in 08, it was Garnett. Ox, I need you to be a little bit more objective.
Oh, I got KG.
Was KG the best defensive player in the game in 08? Now we're talking about 2008 now, where this is a team that was predicated on defense. So was he better than Marcus Camby that year?
Yes. Marcus Camby should have never won a defensive player of the year.
Shane Battier, was he better than Shane?
Shane Battier, I can see where we're going with Shane Battier. I'm trying to think of anybody else though, like
Bruce Bowen.
What about Ron Artest?
Nah.
No, we a bit past the Ron Artest time.
We were talking about 08.
We passed him. Bryant.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with KG. I can't think of anybody else.
I'm also taking Bron over Dwight, so I mean, there's that. But
in what year? Which
year, Mars? Because I want to take James. I want to take James over Dwight Howard in 09, but Dwight Howard was a monster.
He was great at the rim. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I'm taking him over KG when KG was healthy, but I'm just lower on Dwight the most, but I'm taking Bron for sure in 09. 10 and 11. I mean, 10, I don't know. But 09, I'm taking Bron. 2010, I'll go with Dwight's fine with that. And 11, I'm fine with Dwight. But 09, I'm taking Bron for sure. So.
And you don't think Marcus Camby should have won it in 07?
Hell no. That might be the worst defensive player of the year, other than like Marcus Smart. So.
Was he better than Bruce Bowen or Duncan?
He wasn't better than Duncan. He wasn't better than KG either. KG just the Wolves stunk, so he wasn't getting no love. But he wasn't better than KG on defense. I don't even know if he's better than Sean Marion on defense, if I'm being honest. But
KG was in a Wemby situation like he in
He won. I think KG may have been the best defender in the league, but the Minnesota Timberwolves were so stinky, no one was going to say let's give KG the defense player of the year. So Duncan or KG, I'm going over Marcus. Marcus Camby is that's a horrible defensive player of the year, disgraceful. But shout out to him. I think he led the league in blocks, so we won it.
So in 05 and 06, both those years, Ben Wallace won it.
I'm not mad at Ben, but I think KG and Duncan were better defenders. But
I was thinking Duncan in 05. I think Duncan was better.
Yeah, like I'm not. If someone says it's Ben, I'm not gonna be mad at them. Like, oh my god, you're crazy. But personally, I'm taking KG and Ben before I would take Duncan on KG and Duncan before I would take Ben on defense. But I'm not mad at Ben Wallace. That's not one I have a gripe with. So I think it's cool.
And Meta won it in 04.
I think that should have been Ben or Duncan or KG, but they gave it to Meta LPs. I'm not. Yeah,
Meta won it in 04, and we're on the fence about Meta being the best defensive player in the game that year. Wallace won it in 02 and 03. Mutombo won it in 01.
I got Duncan.
Mutombo won it in 01, and Lonzo Mourning won it in 2000. I had Shaq that year in 2000.
I wouldn't be mad at Shaq. That rim pressure, that rim presence was crazy.
I had Shaq that year. So with that being said, Mars, I count 5 guys since 2020, since 2000. That's 24 years, 24 seasons. I'm sorry, 25 seasons. I count only 5 guys who were legitimately the best defensive player in the game. So that means that what we're looking at, 80% of the time, it's not the best defensive player in the game. So if that's the case, is it going to be Wemby? Or is it just going to be somebody? Is it going to be Wemby, or is it just going to go to the best player on the best defensive team?
I mean, there's a direct correlation between leads in the league in blocks and winning defensive player of the year, especially in the 2000s. So, like, I think Wemby's going to win it. I think he's got the narrative on his side. He came second last year. Rudy has lost all his value. So Rudy has no shot, no matter what.
I don't think he's ever winning it again, Mars.
The Wolves could be the best defense of all time, and Rudy's not winning it, so he's just done. And I think Wemby's got it. And then going back through the years, I think that was interesting, just going back. But most of them I don't agree with in terms of most of it's not that I don't agree with them. I think I understand why they won it. I just don't think they were the best defender in the league. I think that's two different things.
Right.
Defense player of the year and best defender in the league aren't the same thing. So I think some of them are Marcus Camby just doesn't make sense to me. But like a lot of them, I understand how it happens. I just don't think they were better defenders than guys like Duncan or KG or LeBron or Draymond Green, etc. But I understand how they won it. Wemby is going to be one of them as like, I understand why he won it. I just don't think I'm going to think he's the best defender in the league. So that's where I'm at with it.
All right, we shall see. But fellas, it's been a lot of lists that have been coming out. We just obviously did the DPOY predictions for next year. We did the most improved predictions for next year as well. And there's been a lot of other lists that have been floating around. And yesterday we did our top 9 most influential players of all time. But you know what I've just decided after taking a look at this list? A couple things. First off, this is Hoop Hype's top 15 point guards of all time. Oh. And funny thing is, Isiah Thomas is top 5. Ahead of John Stockton, Chris Paul, Steve Nash.
I told you people put him above.
Jason Kidd at 10. What? Yo, me and Marcin had it at the same time. Wait, what? Insane. You see
Russ this? At 12 is crazy, by the way, but I mean, I guess.
And so this is what I want to do, guys. It's time for us to set the record straight for everything. Top 15 point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, everything. 6-man all time, coaches, all of that. So this is what we're going to start doing, fellas. We are going to set this summer on fire between now and the start of the season with us putting together our players' choice list. We are going to start with point guards, and we are going to do this on Monday.
Top 10 of all time or 15?
Let's do 10. 10 will turn into 15, though.
And I want to clarify. Are we including the Kuzi era, or we?
Yes.
It's up to you.
Yes.
Whoever your top 15 is.
But I don't want to be like, I didn't put him on the list because I don't think he's a point guard. Is Jerry West a point guard or a 2?
Let's establish this right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not even going to ask about Steph. Steph should be on everyone's list. Is Jerry West a point guard or a 2?
Well, if Steph is a lead guard, I got him in the same category with Jerry West and James Harden. So that means that those guys are going to be. I got to define them too. That means Jerry West is a lead guard. That means is James Harden a 2 guard or is he a lead guard?
I'm putting James Harden on my shooting
undoubtedly a 2.
List.
Undoubtedly,
James Harden on my
so James Harden is on the 2 guard list. Jerry West is going to be
point guard.
Jerry West is on the lead guard list. Yikes!
I've always just instinctively put him on the 2 guard list, but if
I think he should be a 2.
Jerry West.
Yeah.
That's just where I've always put him. But if we're gonna put him as a 1, I don't mind.
Because I
thought Jerry was a point guard.
I never had him on.
We'll use Jerry West as a point then. I don't mind. We'll use Jerry as a point because I don't want it. And the reason I'm asking is because I don't want it to be like only one person puts him on the point guard list because they viewed him as a 2, but then not enough people put him on the 2 guard list because they viewed him as a 1, and then he's on neither list. So like that's why I'm asking because I feel like we need to make sure we know who's where.
Right.
So we don't have the issue of I didn't put him here because I thought he was this, and then he makes it on neither list. So if Jerry West is the 1, I'm cool with that.
Jerry West is a ball handler, so he may be on the primary. He won't be on the primary ball handlers list. So that means I got
to
okay,
so
fine.
Jerry West is the 1. Okay, I'll take that into account. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Bob Cousy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
Bob's cooked.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. But shout out to Jerry West and Oscar for sure.
All right, so we shall see on Monday. Telling you guys, brace yourself. We will be dropping our top 10 point guards of all time. This includes us 5 and Swiper and anybody else if they are joining the show.
I just think, Mars, from what we just got finished talking about Wemby being the defensive player of the year and being the most improved player, for him to be those things, that means San Antonio is going to be much better this season. And if they're going to be much better, he's going to be in the league MVP talks. I think that's a tall task to ask from him because I don't think San Antonio is going to be that good. And if they're not that good, now the question is going to be, it's very much like when Luka is up for league MVP, the preseason favorite, then he's finishing 5th, he's finishing 8th, he's finishing 6th. And now the question is Wemby as good as we think he is? Yes, he is. It's just that he's not there yet. And I feel like we're rushing him.
I would love to see Wemby win the MVP next year. Like,
man, he wins the league
crazy,
MVP.
Boy.
He flips the league over.
Yeah, I'm here for it. If he can get the Spurs to like a top 6 seed, and he's doing crazy things, and he's the best defender in the league, he'll have my vote. So I'm here for it.
I mean, Mars, but here's the thing: if he does enough to win MVP, then that means he took a substantial jump, which would mean he would.
Then I would enough to win most. I would understand. Yeah, I would understand the most improved thing. I remember legitimate conversations in 2016 about if Steph was going to win most improved player, coming off winning the MVP.
No,
because he went from averaging 24 to 30 on 50, 45, 90. I vividly remember people saying Steph might be the most improved player in the league, coming off an MVP. Like if he, like I understand if Wemby wins most improved because he enters MVP caliber player.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like I'm not understand it. I just think the most improved player award should be reserved for the guys who respectfully just weren't very good and then elevated, not the guys who were really good and then took another jump as expected. That's why I think that's just what the award should be. But I can understand saying that award should be like a breakout player award type thing and just make a new award for that. I can understand that too.
Well, that's what most improved is.
That's how I've always viewed it.
That's exactly what most improved is. But back to your point, Miles, when you talked about if San Antonio is a top 5 seed and Wemby's doing incredible things. So what happens if Wemby's doing incredible things and we're in 2016, Miles, and Luka's doing incredible things too, and Dallas is a top 3 seed, and Joker is doing incredible things, and they're a 2 seed, and Shea is also at 31, 8-7. And they're at the top of the Western Conference. We have a problem.
I'm a vote for Wemby.
We have a huge problem. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum is the Boston Celtics got the best. They got the best record in the league, and Jason Tatum's 29 a game, and nine rebounds, and they got the best record in the league. We have a problem.
Yeah, shout out to him. He can be an All NBA 13 for that. But like, I got Wemby. If somehow the Spurs are a top 5 seeds, and it's in large part because of Wemby's contributions and he takes that offensive leap and he's more consistent, and defensively, he is the best defender in the league. Like, he'll have my vote. That's all I know. He'll have my vote.
Damn.
I'm here for it.
All right, y'all. We're at that time where it's time for us to get into these super chats. I'm like very, very, very excited for these super chats too, but more so for this list on Monday. I can't wait to get to that. But right from the top, Rambo E 1996 said, first things first, happy birthday to Kobe Bean, R.I.P.
He would have been 46 today. Yep.
Diesel kind of went on one. He said, this clown Ox gave a good take for once.
For once?
Do that from time to time. Thanks, Diesel.
Congrats on the good take.
Appreciate that, Marsh. I tried hard for that.
I think it's a little bit more than once, Ox.
I don't know.
And then Diesel followed this up by saying,
damn.
There we go.
Clowns like Mars are what's wrong with basketball.
I'm what's wrong with basketball, man. Damn. My fault, man.
And then Diesel proceeded to say, Mars a Google baby, just reading off stats.
He asked about the efficiency.
I did.
You mad at me because he asked and I just get all right. Oh, me, I guess. Next time I won't answer the question. Whoopsie. Jesus.
We got a few members chats. I got one from Almighty Scambo. He's pestered and annoyed you guys for the last 13 months. And this is what he has to say. El Ron, El Bozos, El FIFA, fly Eagles fly, suckers.
My 49 is I imagine this being one of them huge wrenches. We threw a monkey wrench in their season last year. And they went from this to that. So
packed them up real tight and sent them home.
That's all I gotta say about that. We had coaches getting fired. So
damn.
We threw a monkey wrench and all of that. Yeah, we threw a monkey wrench and all that. So
Mo sent through a super chat, and I think you guys can know a member's chat, and I think you guys know the theme of this chat. He said, "That's a lie, Ox. Harden will win one."
Not as the man, and definitely not with the Clippers.
Harden Finals MVP, man.
I don't care what you believe, man. Remember, he's not winning no championship.
Haters gonna hate, man. Haters gonna hate.
Not as the man. I ain't buying it. I think we've seen the best of that.
Damn, so he's gonna go to the WNBA to win one? Tough.
Yo, that's crazy.
Or when we get past this contract, he's gonna start championship chasing more than what he already did.
Big three. He
Signing
Big three championship. I'm here for that.
They
signing
gonna be
1 year
lefties.
deals. Signing 1 year deals to get on this crew, get on that crew, just to walk out with one.
Xavier NYC became a member today. Shout out to Xavier.
He holding
money
$3?
calling everything on hold.
He holding $3?
Hey man, he stole Ox's $3. Ox out here inspiring people with $3.
Hey man, flex where you go, man. Flex where you go, man. I respect that.
Man, he took my last. He took my last. I'm doing bad out here. I'm doing bad. Oh man.
OBG Kenobi said, "Howdy guys," and his membership.
What up, brother?
Shout out
Howdy. You live in Korea talking about howdy.
Howdy, y'all. I like it. I like it. It's Mr. GQ to you. Say, yo, Ron, I hope you careful out here hanging out with Ox. ... That last girl he brought through the champagne room was so nasty. She gave my phone a virus.
Damn.
Ron actually saw her in person yesterday. Ron, what you think?
Now he got a virus.
Hey. Hey, Magic survived.
Oh my god.
Just a MMA said, I understand the hype on Cooper Flag, but I swear Matas is just as good, if not better. Matas will be a top 50 to 40 player at season's end.
Damn.
I don't think you understand the hype if you think he's just as good as Matas. And I like Matas. I don't think those two things go together.
Yeah.
Personally. But shout out to Matas though. I think he's really good too. He might win Rookie of the Year.
Mathis, you know how I feel about him. All right, let's keep moving along. Is he overhyped?
No.
You think all the hype it's worthy?
I haven't seen enough of him. I've seen
all of it.
I have not seen enough of him. But
I think offensively he gets a bit overrated, but defensively it's all there. Offensively, I'm not as hyped, but justified in my opinion. Clear cut number one pick. It's not a Wemby situation where he goes number one in any draft, but next year's draft is stacked and he's clearly the number one pick. So
Gandhi KV2 said Mobley will never win DPOY.
Oh damn, how you know that, my man? I mean, do you know the future?
Look, he on the cross. He the Messiah. He know
never. Damn. So if that's the case, what I'm playing for, I'm never gonna win it.
Vibes.
Gandhi KV2 of the future sent through another follow-up super chat saying, would you rather have a player that averages 17 assists a game or 37 points? My question is, what's more valuable, assists or points?
I think that's two different questions. I think scoring is more valuable than getting assists from an individual standpoint, generally speaking. But I don't know.
It depends on who's primarily handling the ball. So if you got a turnover machine handling the ball, if they get you 15 assists, but they turning the ball over 8-9 times, okay, that's not valuable at all. But if you can get a guy who's an efficient, I mean, that year Jordan averaged 37 a game. I think he was shooting like 49% from the field. I do think he shot like 19% on the long ball, but he shot like 1 a game. So it wasn't like he was shooting long balls a lot. So I'd much rather have, I feel like if I got a better distributor and somebody that takes care of the ball as opposed to a dude that's buckets, because I've seen a lot of guys who are just empty buckets and we ain't really getting nothing with it.
I'd rather have the single season assist record than just score a lot of points. If we're talking just that, 17 assists a game is the record. 37 points a game is not. So
I'm not even thinking twice. Give me the 17 assists per game because I'm thinking a guy that's going to be getting guys involved. I'm thinking he's going to be a high IQ player. I'm thinking that he's going to run the show. I'm thinking we out in transition. I'm thinking we damn near going to be the Showtime, whatever team that we are. 37. just automatically, I think he's just chucking. It just when I just think,
so you just negative connotations of scoring. That's crazy.
I know, but it's just that's just immediately what comes to mind is this guy is just chucking every shot, and then I'm also thinking that we're supposed to be a bad team, but he's raising our floor. So it's like,
yeah, Mars. I mean, 37 a game. I need a lot of shots to average 37 a game, yo. I ain't averaging 37 a game on like 17.
What if he scored 37 a game on like 18 shots a game?
You know what that means? That means I'm like 15 for 18 a night.
Or that
like,
means
I'm like 12 for 18 a night.
Or I'm living at that stripe.
I'm living at the stripe like James Harden.
What's wrong with that?
But if
I mean, James Harden still took 25 shots a game to get 36. Like I'm saying, you get 18 shots a game. Like you just take a bunch of threes and you shooting like 45% on like 15 threes a game. So you're making like 7 threes. That's 21 points. You get to the line a couple times. You shoot 90% from the line. Now you're at what 27 points. All you need now is 5 layups. There you go, 37 a game, easy.
And 17 assists.
You could do that. Put me in the NBA. I can make 7 threes.
17 assists, Mars. I got so many people involved. If I'm
on it, means you pass the ball 17 times. That's what that means.
No, it doesn't. It means I'm passing the ball way more than that. And if
what if they just shot 100%? What if they just shot 100% when you pass?
You ain't doing that every night. That's not happening every night.
What if they did? Maybe you only passed the ball 17 times and they just happen to score.
That's not happening, Mars. No.
My stomach is rumbling right now. So I need to put this on the screen so I can hear.
Go get on the pot.
Filet mignon, and yeah, I'm about to go get on the pot. So I'll be right back, y'all. This coffee.
Bubble guts.
God damn.
Bubble guts.
What up, PC Nation? Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great-tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Crush your wellness goals this July with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Make your day delicious. From breakfast to dessert, stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. Keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well-balanced. Head to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 and use code PlayersChoice50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code PlayersChoice50 at factormeals.com/PlayersChoice50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
That's crazy. I just put me up here by myself. Ron, you're a freak. Chat, what's good? All my bandits. We in here. We famous now. We famous.
Forget all gone.
No. Take them backstage. We up here. This is the bandit takeover. We taking over the set. Caitlyn Clark the GOAT. What's a little drunk buddy? He better than Patrick Mahomes. Bill Russell, the second best player behind Caitlyn Clark. Let's see who else. Let's keep this shit going. I ain't smoked no catnip in a minute. Chat, it's almost time for football season, baby. That catnip is in full effect. I got a few rolled up, some crazy takes all year. We doing fantasy football while I'm drafting nothing but white players. I don't want to hear it. We cracking the whip all season long. we doing this.
Nephew, pass that sticky icky, nephew. Pass that sticky icky.
I had to pop on, bro. I be busy, bro. Like people be acting like I don't be busy. But look, all of this fucking shit for the new year. Excuse my language. But I be at work, bro. Like, it's good to see y'all, bro. I be feeling good. Ron,
you be a bandit at work?
Hell yeah, I'll be a bandit at work. I be a bad at it. I'm a bad at it all the time. I be asking, quid pro quo. Let me see. I say that loud before I get in trouble.
I was about to say you gonna get a call from HR. Now I gotta write a statement. I was a Bama. Now I gotta write a statement, Ron. Now I gotta involve some people now.
But look, you be getting me out of trouble though, because I tell all the older ladies up here, I know Chill Town. They're like, you know Chill Town? I'm like, yeah, that's all, baby. You know Chill, you talk stay. I'm like, yeah, that's all. That's that, bro. I know him. So you be giving me free Starbucks on campus. Appreciate you, man.
Shout out Chill, man. Shout out Chill.
That's what's up.
Yo, Bama, I appreciate you coming through. We're gonna catch up with you next week, though. All right.
Yeah, bro, we go catch up, bro. I'll have it all figured out. I'll peace out,
nephew.
My I had to come in.
Nephew.
Love y'all, man.
Yes,
all right, Bama.
All right.
He's so short.
Yo.
Bama, that's my man, yo. And I can tell you, just so for y'all that don't know, it is not hard to turn up Bam temperature. It is not, yo. Just get J-Rob in here. And we'll talk about turning somebody up. Yes. Get J-Rob in here. You will get that dude temperature turned up.
Almighty Scambo said, Chill threw a monkey wrench in y'all bozos in the playoffs, bozo. Keep watching the Niners Super Bowls on VHS.
Last I checked, last season, for the record, just so you know, when we came to Philly, they had the best record in the league. Now, what he's going to try to sell you is that wasn't a reflection of who they was. Yes, it was. We just blew y'all out, and we showed you what a good team looked like. And not only did we blow you out, we threw a monkey wrench in the rest of your season. You went downhill from that. So don't try to give me that lame-ass logic. Get the hell out of here with that. We were better than y'all. We threw a monkey wrench in y'all season, and y'all dudes was whack, and we exposed it. And by the way, we won 5 Super Bowls in my lifetime. You can't say that. I don't care if you won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. We won 5 Super Bowls in my lifetime. So when you get my age and you can say that, then you can talk to me.
Got him. Alan L said, did you guys hear JB's new song? No, we haven't, but we'll go give it a spin. Mo said Dub Show, or Dub Mars, Dub Show, L-Ox.
Yay.
Mo also said L Chill. Believe in the top 5 duo, Harden and Kawhi.
No.
The top 5 duo.
No.
I believe
Sorry. No.
D3 said racing is a sport. Suns need to sign Tyus Jones. Now.
Racing is a sport, huh?
I thought they did sign Tyus Jones.
They did.
They did. And
yeah,
racing
you're a bit behind. Yeah, you're a bit behind.
No doubt it is a sport. I think
racing is 100% a sport. Yes.
Car driving, not so much, but racing, yeah, 100%. I'm
left.
I'm definitely with.
Which way we going, Ox?
Left every time. That way. I wonder what happens when somebody go right.
Oh damn!
Don't do that.
Masinko G said the NBA should have a comeback player of the year award. Wouldn't be mad at that.
But that's hard because it's like, what if you don't have a comeback player that year? And so you can't guarantee that there's gonna be a comeback player every year.
Clay would have won it his year, but like other than that, like who?
Lonzo this year.
Lonzo for next year, but like who would have been for this past season?
Nobody.
Depot has the case for next year. You see all the Depot? I've been seeing him working up.
Lonzo, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me.
Ethan M said, "Dub PC, Dub Panel, Lamar back-to-back MVPs."
No.
Nope. You heard it here first. Alan L also said, "Worst transition so far, garbage." And then he snuck in a L Dub.
Yeah,
but
Ron needs to work on his game.
Well, I know one thing. My stomach is still rumbling. So y'all get over to Open Gym. I'm about to get out of here, and we'll see y'all on Monday.
Later.
Guys.